did. Thank you.
I just lost my Bass Pro Shop frequent buyer card.
Oh.
They're probably listening right now, and they're like, we're no longer working with her.
Group 2 is on the track. Let's shift gears. Super
Let's shift
Twins.
gears. This got heated.
Super Twins
Henry
are up there.
Wiles.
On the 17. On the 17 bike down the back straightaway.
I can't even.
34, Cam Smith on the Yamaha. 61, Casey Sisko on the Harley-Davidson. 94 is Ryan Wells. 47, Michael Hills. 36, Cody Johncox. 99, Kevin Stallings. 50 is J-Mac. Jimmy McAllister, haven't seen him this season. I got somebody asked me if that was a badger. I think it was a raccoon.
No, I think it was a raccoon. I think that is probably more raccoony.
I
Kind of
gotcha.
Davy Crockett-esque. So let's look at these times. Who's making moves? Colby Carlisle, Kevin Stallings, and listen, this is a car track. This is back to OG flat track racing. I'm not surprised to see either of those riders up top.
Exactly.
Cameron Smith in the top 10. Love that for him.
He got a top 10, recently. He's getting more and more confident up there in this class. It's hard to compete in the premier class, and there goes Ryan Wells. There's Michael Hills, got himself a new ride. He's no longer on the McGray and Kawasaki's.
Those blue powder-coated rims on the 47 look really nice.
You like that, huh?
I like the blue powder-coated. That looks
shout
sharp.
out to Jill, Sean, and Michelle watching down there in Southern Illinois. They say I look good with the hat on.
They said you look good.
Oh, I was helping them out with the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just me.
They said you look good.
Oh, thanks.
You know what? Watching this, Scotty, I mean, they are really high up the track there. Do you expect them to be racing there throughout the night?
I do. If the moisture if they can continue to put moisture on the racetrack, we've had some great racing up high, down low, squaring up the corners, but it's a day race, so hopefully they can, during our track maintenance periods, they can continue to put moisture on the racetrack. I'm surprised they're adding moisture. Stallings running the bottom line, looking really good on the 99. He is up to 4th quick. Kevin Stallings, the freak of nature from Indianapolis on his Kawasaki, goes to 4th in this practice session. 2:3.867, so he's still about a second slower than me.
Yeah.
But a 4th quick is pretty good.
That is not a bad run for any of these guys.
Cody Johncox right there at the blue
And
number
look
96.
at that. Look, in Indian Motorcycle,
Yep.
Yamaha, KTM, and Kawasaki in the top 4 right now on a half mile.
And then they throw the Royal Enfield in there.
Are you
at
not
6th.
entertained? Are you not entertained? I am entertained.
Kristen, did you get too much sleep last night?
I
You're on fire right now, young lady.
Are you not entertained?
That's why I come here.
I'm entertained. I love it.
21 Mission Super Twins. Kristen Beat in the booth with me right now. She gets to go play outside in a little while, but she's catching up on some air conditioning while she gets to come watch what's going on.
Let's watch these singles.
A 22.981 for Jared Meese, the only bike in the 22-second range right now. Dallas Daniels second quick in this first round of practice. Briar Bauman third. Kevin Stallings was just out there on the 99. He is 4th quick. JD Beach is 5th. He's the most recent winner last weekend at Peoria. Johnny Lewis 6th. Davis Fisher 7th. Colby Carlisle 8th. That's a good run for the G&G Yamaha. Michael Hill 9th. Cody Johncox is 10th. 21 total bikes in the premier class. Up next, Kristen's ready for this one.
I am so ready for these singles to get out here, guys. And I love being able to be in the booth because it is the one time during the day where not only do I get air conditioning, but I can also kind of see everything from a bird's eye view and see what's going on track. Look at the lines they're running, because when you're down there, you don't always see it as closely. So it is nice to be in here for a little
Matthew
bit.
Gunther said his mom is lying that the Badger is not a good look for Scotty.
I think she is lying as well. I would venture to say she is.
I don't know if it was a badger or a raccoon or what it was, but the singles are on the racetrack. It is their first round of practice. The number 1 bike, our defending champ and points leader Cody Kopp is out in front. 21 Trevor Bruner. He won last round.
Did you happen to see the new dude that Cody Kopp is rocking?
Again since 2 weeks ago?
No, he went with the highlighted look, and they braided it last night, so he is a
It's
whole
not long
vibe.
enough to braid.
He's a whole vibe. I'll show you the pictures.
Oh,
They
my
did, in fact,
gosh.
braid his hair.
All right.
More aerodynamic.
His hair is under the helmet.
Yeah.
59, Tom Drain. He was impressive at Peoria. Wasn't he? Tom Drain almost won the Peoria TT.
Yes, absolutely. Tom Drain, I think, has impressed everyone this year. In his debut with full season debut with the SS Racing Yamaha team, Tom Drain has proved he can adapt, because in Australia, they don't have the tracks of this caliber. I mean, they have a lot of cushion tracks, which is what I've been told. However,
no hard pack tracks like this.
They don't have a lot of hard pack car tracks. They don't have as many TTs. So Tom Drain has done an incredible job of adapting to this series, and I think next year, because your rookie year is always the warm-up season, but year 2, that's when the magic happens. So I'm really excited to see what Tom Drain can do and follow his career throughout 2024. He'll be in the championship mix then.
How about the 88s past both Kopp and Drain? Chase Sadoff is on the move, working his way towards the front. He's catching up to Bruner. Bruner just about comes off the motorcycle right there, down low in 4. Almost comes off again right there, coming off at turn number 4. But Chase Sadoff still looking for his first ever win. And you've got a little nugget. You want to save that for later?
Oh, no, I'll tell everybody right now. That's not the big story.
Right.
I'll save the secretive parts for later. But this week, Brian Bigelow called in a favor. He asked Jared Mees, hey, I need you to start rider coaching Chase Sadoff. And that's a big ask on a race weekend for a rider like Jared Mees to take time out of his day to work with someone like Chase. But apparently he was enthused about the idea. And this will be one of their first weekends working together. And the goal there is not for Chase Sadoff to just finish on the podium again. It's for him to win, because we've seen him. We know he can end up on the podium. We know he's consistent enough to be in the top 3, but can he win? And there's no one better task than Jeremy's.
Exactly. Checkered flags coming out. They're catching up to some of the back markers right here. Bruner's running a very low line, but so is Chase Sadoff. They're down there by the hash marks trying to get down there where the moisture is. You know, the water will rush down the racetrack when it did rain for 2 or 3 days in a row, and they're chasing the racetrack down to the bottom right now, just seeing if they can chase that moisture. Drain to the top spot, 23.003. That is just a little bit off of Jared Meese, who was out there in the twin. There's the checkered flag for Shayna Texter Bauman, the 52. She goes good out here at this particular racetrack. Still in that new team trying to get her bike figured out. There's Tom the Bomber Drain, the 59 bike. Still, we've asked American Flat Track if he's eligible for Rookie of the Year status, and I haven't been confirmed yes or no, but you know, he should be. I completely wasn't even thinking about that, but this is his first full season.
Yes.
He only raced 1 race at Lima last year.
And there is no one in front of him who is a rookie.
Exactly. And
there is not a single person.
He also, you know, raced part of the day at the Springfield race. So he raced, we'll call it a race and a half last year, but 59, I think, is eligible for Rookie of the Year. So he will probably take that honor home in a couple of weeks.
For that. And speaking of, if Cody Kopp has a good weekend, he could lock this thing up next week in his home state at the Castle Rock TT. So there's a lot of good stories.
With 2 rounds remaining, if you're ahead by 50 points, he will have the advantage because he has more wins than anybody else. So if he's ahead by 51, it's a lock. If he's ahead by 50, it's a win. And somebody just pulling onto the racetrack. Somebody just pulled out of the way. But, yeah, he could possibly win the championship or lock up the championship at his home state, Castle Rock.
He's ahead by 40. So if he wins this weekend and if he wins next weekend, that'll give him 10 points.
No matter where anybody else finishes.
Everybody else finishes. So if he wins back-to-back, listen, we could be crowning a champion at Castle Rock.
That would be pretty cool. Group 2 is on the racetrack. 51 Cole Zabala, 75 Taryn Santero, 24 Hunter Bauer, 166 Logan Eisenhard, 216 Declan Bender, 117 Landon Smith, 55 Tyler Raggio, 155 Olin Kistler headed to Castle Rock, his hometown, next weekend. 186 Jacob Vandekoy, 112 is Aiden Brown, 106 Reese Podorf, 121 Jacob Cassio, 176 is Jacob Walter, and the 149 who had a bad get-off last weekend at Peoria, that's Tragan Birdsong from Kansas. He didn't know exactly where he was there after he got off the ground in turn number 1.
The Peoria TT is one of my favorite and one of my most anxious filled races of the year because of that, because there are so many incidents where you just have to, hold your breath. But I'm so glad to see everyone walk away from that one unscathed.
Yeah. So you know, some of those people just like walking out of there. Some people really love the track. I know Jake Johnson, he could not wait to get to the racetrack. And same with Henry Wiles, you know, and I like that track when I raced.
Yeah.
But I used to race motocross too before I went to flat track, and that's a big factor.
Right.
If you don't mind the front brake, if you don't mind jumping.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How comfortable.
Uh-oh. Got dark in here for just the strobe lights effect is going on. So
the effect.
So I also got a message from Tammy Richmond, who helps out with the used to be the rookie class 79, now it's back on track. She said, I don't need
the raccoon.
I look good all the time.
Well, I would have to agree with that,
She's actually been doing in the hospital with her recovery. She had her lower leg amputated after some issues, but she's going through therapy right now, getting everything figured out.
Let's take a look at what's happening out here.
Fastest bike on the track, 75, Taryn Santero from Petaluma, California. He's up there at the 2:03.5, so a half a second slower than Tom Drain. That's a big difference between first and back to 8th.
Right. It's nice to see James Ott kind of file in there in the top 10 as well. I know this season he's had some sparks of brilliance.
This should be a good track for him. I remember,
so
wow, Santero just about comes off the motorcycle. But yeah, Ott, when he very first made his way onto the circuit, Kristen, he got a podium at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
A similar banking, a similar car track, so he should be, doing pretty good. So I like to point out there on their cool down lap right now. So it's a full lap to cool down. Here's a replay of the 75 going.
It looks like he just sort of loses the rear end there, and it's sort of fishtails.
And then grabs a hold of the front end. So again, when you're fighting it, yeah. So he got in some of the wetter stuff down low, and it kind of brought that back in around on him before he was ready for it.
Now, when he gets into the wetter stuff, is that just due to him taking a line that encompassed both and the bike losing traction, or is that because the track's starting to chunk up? Because I'm seeing like some deposits there.
I think they were actually down below the suggested lines that are painted on the track right now. I think they're trying to go lower than that because that's where all the moisture, when it ran off the banking, he was trying to get lower. And it's if you can get the traction down there with the more moisture, it is faster down there. That's where Tom Drain was running.
That is where TD found the best lines.
The Bomber. So you got to hang out with this whole group last night.
Well,
I'm not throwing you under the bus, but some of these ladies were hanging out at Sturgis.
Well, they went for the Roland Sands bike unveiling.
Okay.
So, and I was out at Sturgis, and they were able to kind of check out what was going on out there. And yeah, it was, I mean, if you saw the bike on social media, it was so cool. And they did the unboxing, and it's Royal Enfield designed by Roland Sands. It's all over the Royal Enfield social media. So I encourage you guys, if you want to see a BA bike, just a very, very cool bike, you'll want to see it. And even how they unveiled it. So they kept it in a box. Roland, burned out inside the box. They dropped the front stage of it. It was such a cool, visually stimulating content. I mean, it was just awesome.
This is for you new fans out here at the Sturgis. The City of Sturgis half mile here at Black Hills. It is the Royal Enfield Build, Train, Race program. These are all lady riders. They build their bikes, they train, and they maintain their motorcycles. The 10 is Morgan Monroe, the 17 Kinsey Luker, the 08 Zaria Martins, 67 Shasta LaRue. She's from nearby Denver, Colorado. She's got a lot of family coming up, and they've got their own special flags they're going to be waving up there in the crowd.
Between her and Anna Banana, I love the cheering section. So much fun.
81 is Hyatt, the 800 Anna Banana Serena, 156 Morgan Pillar from Wisconsin. Mia Reese is on the 15 bike, the 07 Mariah Hummer, and the 909 Aaron Ferris. Those are the 10 motorcycles on the racetrack. All right, they're going to send them on their way. Again, this is their chance to get a little practice start right here. The next time they come out should be their qualifying, and then after that will be their heat race. Again, this is the Royal Enfield Build, Train, Race program. The 10 bike drops to the bottom. There goes the 17 Kinsey Luker. Zaria Martin, she's still looking for her first main event win here in the Royal Enfields. 67, Shasta LaRue's been getting faster and faster, getting more comfortable. She got a heat race win earlier this year. Kristen Beats stepping outside. She's going to see what's going on in the pit area, so that leaves it to me up here in the booth. The ladies are on the racetrack. Royal Enfield Build, Train, Race program down the back straightaway. 10, Morgan Monroe out in the lead. Kinsey Luker right there in second from California. Zaria Martin's the 08 from Wisconsin. There's Zaria. And the bright pink, the 67, Shasta LaRue's caught up to these three riders in front. Zaria goes to the head of the class, 26.974. There's Shasta. Schaffner. She's got a couple different nicknames. Morgan Monroe out front. Here comes the 67 again. She's catching them. She's up to second quick. Shasta LaRue, 27.003, second quickest on the racetrack. The 10's in the lead on the track, but she doesn't have the quickest time just yet. Now Kinsey Luker goes to the top spot, the 17, a 26.522. It's our first round of practice for you folks just tuning in on fanschoice.tv and watching right here live in Rapid City, South Dakota, during the 83rd running of the Sturgis half mile. There's Kinsey on the 17 bike, Zaria on the 08. It's a practice session. Royal Enfield Build, Train, Race program. Look at this big pack of riders right here. Catching up to some lap riders, no problem. Some of these ladies have never raced flat track before this season. So this is all brand new tracks for them. The white flag is out. One more lap to go in this round of practice for the Royal Enfields. Kinsey Luker trying to track down the 10 bikes of Morgan Monroe. Morgan currently third quick. Zari has moved up to second with the 2:6.538 here in this practice round. There's the checkered flag. Morgan goes to the top spot just there on that last lap. The 10 bike goes to the head of the class, 2:6.424 for Morgan Monroe. Took her a couple extra laps to get it figured out. Now she has the quick time. Kinsey Luker second, 2:6.522. Zari Martin's on the 08 is third, 2:6.538. Shasta LaRue up there in fourth, 2:6.649, and McKenna Hyatt rounds out your top five, 2:6.763. That completes our first round of practice for all three classes that are racing here today. We'll have an open pit area a little bit later on. You can go down to the pits. They're outside turn number 1 and 2. You can go down to the front of the grandstands a little bit later on. Again, that open fan walk is going on from 3:25 until 4:25. Opening ceremonies today are at 4:30 until 4:45, and that's when the real heat races get going after that. So we do have some track maintenance on schedule next. And then the second round of practice for the Super Twins, second round of practice for the AFT Singles. Our Royal Enfield Build Train Race qualifying will be right after that. All right, so one round in the books. We're out here at the City of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, Black Hills Half Mile, presented by Black Hills Harley-Davidson at the 83rd running of the Sturgis Rally. We'll be right back for more practice up next.
The world's largest motorcycle event, Daytona Bike Week. Bikes, beaches, and the 2024 American Flat Track season opener. The Progressive American Flat Track season opener. A doubleheader at Daytona International Speedway Short Track during Daytona Bike Week.
The City of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally welcomes racers, fans, and attendees to the 83rd anniversary of the granddaddy of them all. Enjoy the race, legendary Sturgis Main Street, and everything the rally has to offer. Make memories and stay safe. While attending the Sturgis Rally, be sure to stop and shop the rally at Exit 55, where you'll find everything Harley-Davidson, including over 100 of the V-Twin industry's top brands, all at Black Hills Harley-Davidson just off Interstate 90 at Exit 55 in Rapid City. Light Shoe has been building quality steel shoes for flat track racers since 1998. They serve the flat track community worldwide, building custom hot shoes to fit individual needs with the rider's unique style in mind. With more than 25 years of experience and a 1-year unconditional guarantee, you'll know you've made the right choice when your foot touches the ground going into turn 1. Join the Light Shoe crew. You'll be glad you did.
The Loyal
Riders, let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Deny.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
VP Racing Fuels. No matter what motorcycle you race or ride, amateur or pro, we have a fuel to make more power. Keep your bike running cool with VP Stay Frosty Coolin', available in 2 formulas. Race ready, designed to be glycol-free and track approved, and high performance with freeze protection for street applications. Visit vpracingfuels.com to learn more.
Mobile View has been providing state-of-the-art LED video screens to sporting and special events throughout the U.S. and Canada since 1999. We use our vast experience of thousands of events to help guide the process of finding the right size screen to help make your event a memorable experience for your fans and sponsors.
SBS is the official brake sponsor of Progressive American Flat Track, your single source of brake components for motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs in racing, off-road, and for street use. Try the improved brake performance of the all-new SBS Better Brake Series. Find the brake pads, rotors, and clutch kits that match your bike on sbsbrakes.com. There's a reason why SBS is the preferred choice of street kings and race champions alike. Go ahead. Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Brought to you by Yamaha. On the track, on the trail, or out on the open road, check out Yamaha's full line of class-defining, adventure-seeking motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-side vehicles at YamahaMotorsports.com. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda is proud to sponsor the Singles Challenge. No holds barred, winner takes all dash for cash. The payout? A cool $2,500. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda. Riding red since 1977. DallasHonda.com. Progressive is proud to be America's #1 motorcycle insurer, protecting 1 out of every 3 insured riders. And they also offer coverage for your boat, RV, and other adventure vehicles. Quote motorcycle insurance online in as little as 3 minutes or bundle your insurance together today.
Parts Unlimited, the people behind We Support the Sport, welcome you to this high-action event. We are proud to join with race fans everywhere in working to ensure that our sport gets bigger and more exciting each season. And you too can support the sport by visiting your local dealer who stocks products from Parts Unlimited. They've got the very best in high-performance parts and accessories and the best support network in the business. Parts Unlimited. We support the sport.
When you think of a ride, you think of quality. When it comes to hitting the ground and protecting your head, I wouldn't wear anything else. The design of it is round and smooth, so when you're rolling through the dirt, your helmet doesn't catch the dirt and hurt your neck. Safety in flat track and motorsports in general is probably the biggest concern. Obviously, we're all here to win. At the end of the day, we're all concerned about our well-being, and for that, you want to have the best gear on, and for me, a ride's the best choice.
Rev up to get fueled by Mission as the world's most extreme dirt track riders and tastiest products come together to fuel your flavor. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
The City of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally welcomes racers, fans, and attendees to the 83rd anniversary of the granddaddy of them all. Enjoy the race, legendary Sturgis Main Street, and everything the rally has to offer. Make memories and stay safe. Morgan's Place is a non-profit campground guiding full recovery from injury. Morgan Monroe was injured while racing in 2016 and began the organization to spread hope that healing is possible. For more information or to get involved, please visit their website, morgansplace.org.
The open road. To those who understand what it offers, it's a call that has to be answered. What lies ahead? Who knows? It's in our nature to explore the possibilities and embrace the unknown. We round the corners of the journey, ready to take in the full beauty of what we see. We travel the same road, knowing the unexpected may occur. When you need us, we'll be there with the strength and experience that makes us who we are. The Law Tigers. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, America's motorcycle lawyers.
The world's largest motorcycle event, Daytona Bike Week. Bikes, speeches, and the 2024 American Flat Track season opener. The Progressive American Flat Track season opener. A doubleheader at Daytona International Speedway Short Track during Daytona Bike Week.
Setting right here. It's the City of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally at the Black Hills Half Mile, presented by Black Hills Harley-Davidson. That is a mouthful. Kristen Beats still outside chasing stories, so instead of Kristen, we brought in somebody else, and that somebody else is Kevin Crowther, the Chief Competition Officer for AMA Pro Racing. Welcome back to Sturgis and Rapid City.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm probably not as delightful as Kristen, but I'll try and do my best.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. That's all right. So we're out here in Rapid City, part of the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally and Races, and a lot of people don't know that the rally actually started because of the motorcycle racing.
Yeah, I think there's a long history, obviously, with the Gypsy Motorcycle Club out here and everything that they've done with racing. All week long, there's racing all over the place here in South Dakota.
So I want to know, why didn't you host our production meeting earlier today?
Well, it's, time to get other people doing different things and delegate that stuff, as we have a lot of other disciplines that we deal with as a sanctioning body, and I've had a good time here at Flat Track. But to be able to get some people in positions to kind of do some of those things.
Several big changes this season alone, bringing in Brian Smith, and then just a few weeks ago bringing in Chris Carr, is allowing you to do what?
Well, it's allowing me to concentrate on our outdoor motocross series, the pro motocross series, also our American Hill Climb series, and other things that we have going on as a sanctioning body. As we work forward to the future and looking at Flat Track, big picture wise over the next 3 years, what are the rules going to look like? What is our event going to look like, and these different things. So bringing those guys in here, it's been a long time plan to kind of, from the competition side for AMA Pro Racing and the American Flat Track Series, to kind of, keep leaning into that professional series and the atmosphere and what we do, and bringing in some key people this year, obviously, has allowed us to kind of move in that direction even more.
This is your second season. We're almost done with the second season, believe it or not. So what have you taken away? It's so much different. Let's back up a little bit. Tell the folks where you came from before you came back over here to Flat Track. You were in, I've seen you at Supercross and Motocross before. Was that your background before you came into American Flat Track?
Yeah, actually, I had a professional license, back in the late 90s, road racer. I grew up riding off-road and racing off-road and motocross and road race and supermoto. I went to work for the American Motorcycle Association, basically AMA Pro Racing, in 2002, 2003, full-time as a director of technical development. So, for me, coming back over to Daytona and AMA Pro Racing was kind of coming home for me after they sold all the properties in 2006. So it's, I come from that background after they sold the professional disciplines. AMA was still servicing the Supercross series, so I became the director of Supercross and Pro Racing Relations, and kind of ran that Supercross series from a sanctioning body standpoint for a little over a decade.
So they just didn't pick you off the side of the road. You've got some experience.
Yeah. I've known the crew, and it's, I believe I actually hired Dale in the tech department many, many years ago.
Dale Jones.
When I was the director of technical development. So, I knew this crew, and Dave McGrath and Gene, and, I worked with Gene very closely through the transition of pro racing. So it's been a very welcome transition for me.
So we appreciate everything you're doing. I think we can see the strides moving forward, with AMA Pro Racing, American Flat Track, both. We had a question last weekend, and it came to me, and it was actually about Tom Drain. It was actually about the Mobile View Rookie of the Year leader. Now it's in the singles class. It's been there for a few years, but, Tom is not a rookie, but because he had a license last year. So explain that, because everybody, I've been saying it's been Logan Eisenhart all season long, and then last weekend at Peoria, somebody asked me the question, and I followed up with you as soon as I got to see you last weekend. And so tell us the official rule why Tom Drain is not allowed to be the Rookie of the Year this year.
Yeah, if you look in the rule book, the second paragraph, when it talks about Rookie of the Year, basically states that if They are a rookie. They can be eligible for Rookie of the Year in the first year that they held a professional license with American Flat Track. Obviously, for Tom, that was last year.
Yeah, so last year he was a pro. He actually made his debut at Lima, which was impressive.
Yes, it was. Very
Goes
impressive.
out there, wins the challenge race, and runs up there in the main event. And then at Springfield, he raced also until Mother Nature put an end to that day.
Right.
So that's why he has a 2-digit number, because he made a main event last year. So it's not because he's not been to all these races, and it's because he had a professional license last year.
Correct.
All right.
Yes.
So that tightens up the Rookie of the Year standings again in the singles class. It's for the riders that just turned pro. Logan Eisenhart is just ahead of Declan Bender, and then there's Landon Smith. Those three riders are, nose to tail in the point standings. There's some points separating them, but it's between those three riders at the moment. Some of these other riders that are behind them could actually go up there. If they could win a race, catch up, they could take that Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and that's the exciting part about it this year is, we have multiple riders still in the running for that Rookie of the Year, and we don't have a runaway. So it gives these guys something to really be fighting for as we go through the last couple of rounds of the series.
We don't have necessarily a runaway per se, but Cody Cobb, if he could actually cinch the championship next weekend.
Yeah, it's a possibility. He's going to need 51 points going into. Actually,
50.
I haven't looked at the tiebreaker yet, but if he's got 50 plus,
and he has 6 wins. Nobody else has any more wins. So that is the tiebreaker if you have more wins. So if he leaves next weekend with 50 points or more, he will be the 2023 Parts Unlimited AFT Singles Champion.
Yeah, when we throw that checkered flag, if he's got him, we'll present a plate to him.
That is Cody
Got
Cobb.
it sitting in the cabinet, ready to go.
What a save he had last weekend. He had clutch issues. They had 3 restarts, and he still salvaged a third-place finish. That could have, that points lead could have been evaporated.
Oh yeah, that was pretty impressive. That whole process for him to keep himself in that race. And how that thing all played out at the end was pretty challenging for everybody, but he did a great job.
Again, joining me in the booth, Kevin Crowther, the Chief Competition Officer from AMA Pro Racing. Here's a look at it. There's Cody throwing his hand up. He's having the issues right there. That's on the original start of the day.
Right.
And it got worse from there because there was restarts, and it was the clutch, and he's having trouble right there taking off. And on the restarts, you can actually see the bike lunging. Barely getting to go. It was definitely a hard day for him, but he still salvaged that third-place finish. Super Twins, 1 point between first and second. You couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yeah, that's turned into a pretty exciting race, and week in and week out, the multiple brands and everything that's going on there has led to some really exciting racing throughout the year this year. And you never know what's going to happen at these different tracks.
Exactly, and we expected Dallas to finish. Possibly finish ahead of Meese, and then he falls off and regroups, and that was another little bit of controversy last weekend. They restarted, but you revert back 1 lap. They put him at the tail of the lead lap, so he restarted 7.
Correct.
And that's, instead of starting at the tail of the field, they went by the rule book. He started in the 7th place, but there's a look at the points right now. Jared has 7 wins. Any other year, he would already have the championship locked up, but he's only 1 point ahead of Dallas Daniels.
Yeah, that just shows the consistency that Dallas and has had all year to keep that thing on the box and stay in the hunt.
Yeah, and Dallas Daniels, now has 13 podiums in a row. That streak ended last weekend with the 5th place finish.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And now Jared Meese has 10 in a row podiums. We haven't even talked about that because, he's got 7 wins.
Yeah, and it's kind of expected with Jared, too. Year in and year out, he's always right there. So it's good, obviously for the fans and us and everybody that we've got a race coming down to the wire here. Obviously that barring any crazy thing happening over the next couple races, is going to make a very exciting Springfield.
How about Indian, Yamaha, KTM? That's what the folks on your side of the desk we're hoping for. The making the bikes equal. As equal as you can.
Yeah, and that's, obviously a challenge always on the tech side of the world, to try and have that brand equality out there as far as competition goes. And it's a challenge. And, I think, what we've done so far, we made a couple changes with it this year. And I think we've landed in an area right now that's got some really good competition. And you don't know if an Indian's going to win every week anymore. And, I think it's made it very exciting for the fans.
How impressive is it to you with Briar Bauman going out there winning the first season on a KTM on a brand new team that came together 43 days before the season opener?
Yeah, that's just it shows you how professional that team is, and Briar and that whole program and the team and Michelle and everybody's got behind them to be able to step into that, and Rick Ware coming in and supporting it. and be able to basically take that, new product and go out there and put something together. And obviously they've had some growing pains throughout the year, but man, he just keeps putting that thing in there and sticking it in there just when you think you're going to count him out. He's putting a wheel in there and getting that KTM up there.
A lot of our friends are here with the City of Sturgis, and they're the title sponsor of the City of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. And, the rally started because of the racing, but the mayor's going to be here a little bit later on, and several folks from the City of Sturgis, are going to be out here. And that is so cool to have them involved with American Flat Track.
Yeah, obviously this year with the schedule, unfortunately, we had to make that change at the last minute. But, man, the city's stepping in what they did and the work that everybody's put into getting this race over here and making sure, these fans have something to see while they're in Sturgis is just a credit to the whole industry, to be honest with you, and getting this done. And we can't thank them enough. They've all jumped in and really helped us, put this thing on in the last minute here at this racetrack.
Mother Nature, put a damper on us and put us kind of behind the 8-ball a little bit because of so much rain the last few days. But here we are now, watering the racetrack as we look at some of downtown Sturgis, and they close it down. You can only ride bikes through Sturgis. There's the hillside over there, and they do things right. Yeah, they do. And, the crew here at Black Hills is great, and obviously, we did receive a lot of rain. And our biggest issue was the infield. Normally we put in the infield here at this event, and as you can see by the camera shots, the team is, all the teams aren't in the infield, and that's because it was super muddy yesterday during the initial load-in. And as you can see in the picture, we've moved it down to the bottom side of Turn 1, which is actually working out pretty good for us. But the track itself, they had it prepped and rolled in and ready to go, and, it took the rain just fine. Great job by the staff here. And some folks have asked me why it's a day race, and we talked about this earlier today. And tell us the official reason why we're racing during the day. Is it because the Buffalo Chip was scheduled to be during the daytime? Yeah, obviously that was going to be a day race because everything that goes on at the Buffalo Chip. And teams, us as crews, we all make travel arrangements, well in advance of events. And so trying to keep the same kind of time for the fans that were already looking at racing and they had planned out their Sturgis week, hey, we're going to be able to do this race during the day and then we can go to the Buffalo Chip for a concert and those kind of things. It just made sense for us to not change it too much. You move the dog bowl too much, everybody, doesn't get a drink. So, exactly. The bikes are rolling out onto the racetrack. Not to cut you off short, but it's time for our second round of qualifying, and you actually changed, second round of practice as well, but you changed that earlier this year as well to now both the classes, the AFT classes, have 2 rounds of practice for the rest of the remainder of the races. Yeah, we'd gotten to a point where the Super Twins were always getting 2 practice groups, and part of the reason for that is they were always the first group out in the morning or the afternoon, so they were getting a pretty virgin track, and we wanted them to get an actual pretty good practice in there. And now that, we've got the classes that we do, it just made sense to go ahead and give those singles riders also an opportunity to see the track twice before they get to turn a wheel in anger. There's a practice start right here, and they can take off whenever they choose to, and they'll take me the first corner. Meese is feeling a little confident, doing a little wheelie, looking over his shoulder, wanting to see who's out there with them. Meese is on the 1, Dallas Daniels on the 32, Breyer is on the 3 bike, 95 JD Beach, 67 Davis Fisher, 44 Brandon Robinson, the 20 bike Jared Vandekoy had a sneaky, quiet 4th place finish last weekend. Bronson Bauman on the 37 KTM, 36 Colby Carlisle was pretty fast in the first round of practice on the 36, 25 Ben Lau in the 10, Johnny Lewis on that Royal Enfield. All right. Look at that. Wow. That's an infrared of the heat on the racetrack right now. We're not on any kind of crazy drugs right now, and you guys aren't losing it at home on fanschoice.tv, but the track is really cool right now, and that has to be from Mother Nature. Yeah, that, and I think, after the track prep we just had and putting a little bit of water on there, but man, having that drone up there this weekend to take a look at it, we were excited about that because it's going to give us an opportunity to see what this racetrack does and learn some things about, laps and how a track reacts to the amount of laps that we put on it and different things as we see that infrared throughout the day. Yeah, that'd be good information to share with Dunlop, our official tire of American Flat Track. Bronson has an issue again. Man. Stopped on the inside of turn number 1 this time. He stopped on the back straightaway last time. Guy just can't catch a break sometimes with that. Yeah, and I want to know, there's another one that you can see just how cool the racetrack is at the moment. And the bikes are on the racetrack down there in turns 3 and 4 now onto the front straightaway. So what a cool shot. Right. Very unique. Black Hills half mile. Yeah, look at those little bitty white dots going as fast as they can. One bike goes up to the air fence. I saw him right there. One of those little white dots got off the groove.
Man, we need to put that on a T-shirt.
Off the groove?
Yeah, off the groove with that.
Off the groove? That's my podcast. Come on now. If you put on that T-shirt, I better get a cut. White flag is out. There we go.
Right along with the Ballet of Chaos.
The Ballet of Chaos. I like it. I like it.
That's mine, so you can't use it.
2:22.682 for Dallas Daniels' new quick time. Mises' fast time in the first round of practice was a 2:2.981, so the moisture is working.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think this track will probably get even faster here. You know, it was really good last year. Unfortunately, you know, Mother Nature didn't cooperate as much as we hoped, but it was a good track.
Once again, just like the last round of practice, we have 3 different brands in the top 3 spots. Dallas Daniels, 2:2.682 on the Yamaha. Jared Meese on the 1 at 2:2.710. Briar Bauman at 2:2.949. You just made that note in your phone to make that T-shirt, didn't you?
Yeah, I did,
yeah,
actually.
I saw you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. If you do an off the groove one, I get part of that.
Wow.
Yep. There's the hot spots on the racetracks where they slide into the corner and then where they're getting on the throttle coming off the corner, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That's
the
cool.
middle of the corner there.
If you're here with us, check out that mobile view big screen down there in the center of the racetrack, and that's what we're looking at, the different temperatures on the racetrack.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's really hot out there where the fans are on the outside of 102, so maybe we can do something about that in the future.
Turn the sprinklers on, bring some misters in.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a crash truck.
There's the crash truck coming to pick up Bronson. He did not crash, but had a mechanical issue and stops on the inside of the front straightaway once again. Looks like the same motorcycle. I thought he would switch to his backup bike, but they evidently thought they found the problem. He's picking up the back end again to put it in the hauler or up on that.
You know, the only time we're going to roll that crash truck is if something's locked up. Otherwise, Moorhead's running out there on the scooter and pushing them in. So, unfortunately, that's 2 in a row. Looks like the chain's still on it.
And that's what happened the first one. He had to pick the back end of the motorcycle up. So something's locking up on that rear end. Hopefully it's something, an easy fix, and hopefully it's not the motor or anything like that. Could be just the brakes.
Yeah, hopefully it is the brakes and not the motor.
Yeah, so Bronson's going to get another ride back to the pit area. Unfortunately, Dallas Daniels quick time on the 32, 2:2.682. Sending a message early in the day, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you look at the top 6 there with Johnny Lewis in there on the Royal Enfield too, you know, you've got all the brands in that top 6.
There's another look at it. There we go. Dallas Daniels, a 2:2.682 quick time in this second round of practice on the number 32 Yamaha. Jared Meese second on the Indian, 2:2.710. Briar on the KTM, 2:2.949. And then Davis Fisher, who always goes well out here, and actually He was my man to win a few years ago and went over backwards celebrating and had to go to a backup motorcycle. So this could be a track for Fisher to get another victory.
Yeah, you know, Davis is he's such a good guy, and every time he goes out there and does something incredible, I love seeing that.
A second-generation racer. His dad is Rex Fisher, used to be national number 12. Group 2 is on the racetrack. Hammer and Hank Wiles on the 17. Cameron Smith is on the 34. That's a Indian and a Yamaha. 61 Casey Sisko on the Harley-Davidson. Ryan Wells, the 94, is on a Royal Enfield. Michael Hill's on the 47 Yamaha. 96 Cody Johncox is also on a Yamaha. Kevin Stallings was 4th quick in that first round of practice. He's on the 99 Kawasaki. Jimmy McAllister's on the number 50 KTM. 274 Scooter Vernon on the Kawasaki. Austin Helmholtz, first time we've seen him this year, I believe, on a twin. He's on a Kawasaki, number 160.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite groups, seeing these guys out there. You know, these are the journeymen out there that, you know, keep this thing going for us, and you know, they're here week in and week out and putting their heart and soul into getting out here to the racetrack and competing in American flat track.
2 weeks ago or last week maybe, you said you want to talk more about Cody Johncox, and did you go down there and talk to him?
Yes, I did.
Good
actually.
for you.
I did. I went down and talked to him and his dad, and you know, and obviously the reason for me was, you know, I don't get a chance to talk to all these guys. And when I was reviewing the race before and going through some stuff, and then I, you know, was looking up information and realized he's been racing with us for a decade or more. And, you know, he's one of those unsung heroes. And, you know, basically his dad said, well, it's an addiction. And that's why we're out here. And it's just great to see. And I spent some good time talking to him because obviously the perspective of our top riders is important to what we do in the future, but also from these guys that are in that paddock week in and week out. And as we make changes and do things to change our event days and rules, it's important how it affects them also. So getting that opportunity to talk to him and some of the other riders that, are further back in the pack was a good experience.
Yeah, not only does it affect the big teams, but it's very much would change the way these privateers do things too.
Absolutely.
They still have to figure out a way to get themselves to a racetrack, try to find a bike to ride, and keep up with the changing of the rules every season.
Yep.
99 Kevin Stallings was 4th quick in that first round of practice. There's another rider, the 47 Michael Hill's got some really pretty blue mag wheels on that 47 bike.
Yeah, that's a good looking bike.
Michael Hill is in that 17th spot, right behind Cam Smith, the 34. He's a Coastal Pennsylvania rider. Bike sounds good out there on the racetrack.
Yeah,
99 Stallings just pulled in short right there on the front straightaway, taking a look down. Hopefully nothing serious.
Yeah. Unfortunately, his session's cut a little short here. The track looks like it's holding up pretty good right now.
It's taking a lot of rubber. You know, if you would have told me that we'd be adding, man, John Cox just about went over the back end. Hit the high side of the back end of the 47 bike. But if you would have told me yesterday that we were adding water this morning when I got here, I would have called you a liar.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you. I didn't think the infield would be this dry today either.
Yeah, we probably could have pitted in here. Here's a replay of it. The 96 gets in hot underneath the 47. He's hard on the brakes right there and barely touches the backside of the 47. 47 did a good job keeping it going. The 96 did a better job of not running into the backside because that would have been a classic high side.
Yeah, that was a good job on his part staying out of that one.
So Kevin, sitting in this spot now, a little bit different than sitting on top of the grandstands or wherever you've been. How does that make you feel right there when you just saw that? Is that a scary moment? What are you thinking right there? I mean, when you see that?
As a racer, back when I used to road race, you'd get that all the time. You'd have a big moment on the racetrack, and you come in, and it really didn't feel like much, and people are like, "Hey, what happened, man? It looked like you almost crashed." It's like you don't even know what they're talking about
because it happens often, not as much as you want it.
Exactly, and I think these guys out there are sliding these things around, and he'll remember that moment, I'm sure.
And that's what's great about the sport right there is they thumbs up. Hey, man, I didn't mean to get inside there of you and hit you, but little thumbs up right there. He just got in there too hot, was trying to go underneath him, and unfortunately Michael Hill shut the door. But
Cody's fine. He's,
both of them. Both of them are, Speaking of Cody's, here's the other Cody. This is Cody Kopp. Here is his new look. He had bleach blonde hair just a couple of weeks ago, and now he's got even a newer look. I don't know if you have you seen this yet?
Yeah, he's channeling a little Nicky Hayden in him with the different
look
hairstyles.
At the braids.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great to see that he's got a personality.
He's just having fun.
Exactly.
Well, they're kids, Kevin.
Yeah.
They're younger than our kids.
Well, and when you look at the series and everything that's going on, when these guys are having a good time and doing these things, it makes you feel good because, we're all doing this together and they're enjoying it.
And that's why people start racing motorcycles, because they're having fun.
Right.
You can't let that fun get away from you and make it work too much like a job. This is group number 1, second round of practice. Parts Limited AFT singles. Here's another look at the picture-in-picture. You can see the racetrack. The 1 is Cody Kopp, 21 Trevor Bruner, 59 Tom Drain, 88 Chase Sadoff, 18 Maxwell, 48 Trent Lowe, 79 is Go Time Dalton Gautier, 13 Morgan Mishler, 49 Chad Coast, 19 James Ott, 82 Travis Pettin, Jared Lowe's on the 63, Roos Evans on the 26, and Shayna Texter Bauman on that 52. 28 total riders in the AFT singles class. Only the fastest 18 move on to the main event.
Yeah, and we got 2 groups of them today, getting them out there on the racetrack so they can actually get a good feel for the track when they're around other riders and get some fast lap times down here.
Sometimes more is good, sometimes less is good. As a rider, as a former rider, both you and I, when there's 28 riders, for sure you're guaranteed a heat race starting spot. So maybe in practice and qualifying, you can go search around a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things that you always do. If you want to do that, you can drop back and have some clear racetrack for yourself to do that. And then if you just want to see what you can do, you latch on to one of the rider that is faster than you and try and get them to pull you around a little bit and throw a good one in, and then you got time to go search around.
I unfortunately didn't get to do qualifying like they do. I know this is just practice, but when I was racing, we actually had scratch heats, which it was good and bad. I think it changed the program up a little bit. This is a little bit faster. We can get through the program easier, but as a rider now, thinking about how exciting this is, like you just said, if somebody else, like if Cody Kopp's going out in front of me, I'll try to latch on to him and see what he was doing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's I mean, I'll tell you, there's been some qualifying sessions this year that my heart has been in my throat the whole time, because these guys will go out there and really throw some laps down and really get racing. And I believe that has actually helped us as we've gotten through the LCQs and the main events, as these guys have gotten racier sooner, and then they're more comfortable and they're up to speed, and they're, you know.
And that's another one of the reasons why you added another round of practice for the singles riders.
Right.
As the two Yamahas are going at it for the lead. The fastest bike on the racetrack is Chase Sadoff, the 88, who almost had his first victory here last year until he had a mechanical issue. So Sadoff is still, to this day, looking for his first AFT singles win.
Yeah, he's shown a lot of potential this year, obviously, man. He's been right there a couple times, and it just hasn't come to him yet. And maybe this is the day.
There's Travis Pett, the 82. He's having an excellent season as well. He's from Ramona, California on that KTM. Sadoff, no, that's Trent Lowe looking up the inside the 48 back here in the 4th qualifying spot. Again, it's just practice, but he's a 4th position. Got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, and you can watch these guys, the Yamahas and Cody in there. Cody's in there, and these guys go at it in these sessions, man. You got to love it.
So Sadoff to the head of the class on this in this practice session, 22.905. So the bikes are cold right now, sitting back over here in staging. They're just warming up, putting some heat in there. And as a rider, I'll try not to start my bike until the very last second before you pull up there, because you don't know how long you're going to sit right here. And, you know, these things have the ability to kickstart them. Some of them have electric starters, but, you know, back in the day, you had to have a starter stick in the side of your motorcycle. So you wait to the last second to fire them up.
Yeah, and that's something we're always really aware of up in race control. Also, you know, when you call down to James Lang down there and get these things, is we want to wait to the last minute to get these things fired up and send them out on the racetrack. So we'll hold that as long as we can.
Well, not to say you're not important, but we have an important gentleman outside waiting to talk to us here. But Kevin, thank you so much for your time and answering some of our questions. You know, and again, that's Kevin Crowther, the Chief Competition Officer for AMA Pro Racing. Have a wonderful day, and if you see any people walking around, you want your autograph, you can thank me later.
Yeah, well, I don't see that happening, but I will tell them where you're at, because that's always the question.
Right.
Where's Scotty?
Where's Scotty? Exactly.
Thanks.
Too many people ask where I'm at. I'm hiding out.
Yeah.
Hey,
no,
thanks for stopping
I appreciate
by.
it.
Appreciate
Anytime.
it.
Anytime.
Kevin Crowther out here, again, Chief Competition Officer for AMA Pro Racing, as Group Number 2 pulls onto the racetrack right now. It is your Parts Limited AFT singles class. 2 rounds of practice here today. They'll come around for a practice start, and then they'll get set to go. This, again, is our Parts Limited AFT singles. They'll pull up here for a practice start before they send them out. Again, Parts Limited AFT singles class is what we're looking at. And we have a guest up here in the booth. It is the mayor of Sturgis, Mark Karstensen. Did I say that right?
You got it.
Man,
yes.
I've been practicing that. I've been worried about that all morning.
It makes people missay it.
It's
so.
very. My last name is a mess too. It's Dubler, but everybody struggles with how to say it. So welcome up here to the booth. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. Beautiful day.
Thank you very much for that. We really appreciate it.
Nothing to do with me.
Whatever. Is that we blame that on the Chamber of Commerce? Is that who usually gets the credit for that?
No.
Somebody up above.
Someone up above.
All right.
That's it.
We have a great day here. It's the City of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, Black Hills Half Mile, presented by Black Hills Harley-Davidson, and the sun is out. The fans are joining us here in the stands, and then a bunch of us are headed to Sturgis later on this evening.
Sounds like a beautiful day and a good plan.
Man, this is so cool. I mean, yeah. Any advice on some parking down there in Sturgis? Where's the best place to find a parking spot?
Where there says no parking, don't park there, because you will be towed.
Yeah.
There is passes that do kind of work like that.
So the mayor has certain little parking spots down there, but how about this American Flat Track out here? I know, unfortunately, we didn't go to the Buffalo Chip this year, so we're over here in Rapid City, but the racing is going to be fantastic tonight.
That's the bottom line, is that the racing is going to be great. The track looks great. I mean, exciting times, and as big as the rally is, it's hard to have everybody in Sturgis at one time anyway, so this works out just as well, and we look forward to it.
It's so exciting. Have you ever been to an American Flat Track event before?
I have. Not a lot, but in the old days, in the very old days when Pappy Hoyle was still alive and I was a young boy, I used to get to go with him.
Right on.
To the short track. So.
Pappy Hoyle used to sponsor my grandfather.
Awesome.
So my grandparents been coming out here since 1957. My dad started coming out here in 1958. I started coming out here in 1973. It's on our list. We come here every single year.
that's what it does. The Black Hills and the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally and what we have to offer is just keeps bringing people back, and just an annual event.
Are you a motorcycle rider?
I am. Since I became mayor in 2011, I rode as a kid, just dirt bikes and things a little bit at friends' houses. But when it came down to actually having to get on a Harley-Davidson, I took my safety class, got my motorcycle license, and now 13 years later, feel pretty comfortable.
I recommend that to everybody that's just starting out riding, especially on the street, because you have to look out for all those cars, and then you also have to pay attention to what's on the road. There could be little big things on the road, which we tried to avoid, but things happen, so the motorcycle safety course is very important.
It's awesome. It taught me so much, and it made it so easy for the transition of feeling comfortable. So
look at this three wide coming here to the finish line. Raggio right there on the 55.
Flying.
All right, checkered flags coming out here in group number 2, Parts Limited singles. So they're sliding them into the corner right now at over 100 miles per hour. Can you imagine doing that?
No, not at all.
It's very different.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so that was group number 2 of our Parts Limited AFT singles. We actually have 3 classes. We have a class today. You want me to call you Mr. Karstensen, or you want me to call you Mark?
Mark
or the mayor?
Mark is wonderful.
Okay, Mark is up here in the booth, but he is the mayor of Sturgis. So we also have a class that's all women today.
I saw them practicing, and that's impressive.
They're flying too.
They are flying, and that's what the future of the motorcycle industry is everybody should try it, and everyone should do it, and everyone will enjoy it when they give it a chance.
So what kind of motorcycle do you have right now?
I've got a Harley-Davidson. The one I ride right now is a 2022 Road Glide.
Okay.
Through a partnership with Harley, I get to take advantage of that in the city of Sturgis. So
there you go.
Yep.
That works out good. All right, so Kristen has some other very important people down there. Kristen's down here roaming around. Kristen, how you doing?
Yeah, so we're down here in the paddock with a few of the council members from the city of Sturgis. We're out here in the Black Hills. First of all, how does it feel to have the American Flat Track Series racing here for Bike Week?
It's absolutely incredible having the American Flat Trackers back in our community. This is amazing. We want to see this prosper and help build everything that we've got going.
Moving on down the line, I mean, to be able to be out here and watch this incredible sport, what have you found most exciting?
Oh, gosh. I love racing in general, and so to just hear the roar of the engines, seeing everyone flying around the track, Sturgis is about excitement, it's about thrills, and that is found down here at the Speedway.
And Angela, this event has such an incredible stimulating effect to not only the economy out here in the Black Hills area, but also to be able to have all the tourism, people coming in to enjoy not only this sport, but the festivities around it. What is your impression of Bike Week?
Oh my goodness, there's nothing that compares to Bike Week in Sturgis, that's for sure. Just about everything you'd ever want to see, you can see during Sturgis. So it's so exciting to have American Flat Track come to Sturgis, or come to the Black Hills at least, and bring so many people here.
And guys, there's a lot of events going on this week. What for you guys is marquee during Bike Week?
Well, we always enjoy, the different rides that the city hosts for our guests. We also really love just the downtown atmosphere, and there's music, and there's like tattoo contests, so there's really something for everyone here.
What would you tell someone who has never been to Bike Week before? Why do they need to come?
There's so much going on that there's something for everyone. You can spend the mornings doing, riding through our amazing Black Hills, the afternoons attending, other events just like this American Flat Track event, and attend some amazing concerts in the evenings, and, do it all within a few miles of Sturgis, and enjoy your trip.
Well, I've been here not only for Bike Week, but also for personal travel, a lot of great hiking, such a great venue for us to not only host this event, but also tour and travel and explore. So thank you guys so much for helping us and partnering with us to put this event on. So best of luck. Enjoy your time here at the Flat Track Race, and have a good day.
Thank you, Kristen. That's some of your board members, right?
That is, fellow council members, City of Sturgis.
That's awesome. So what is your favorite thing to do during the rally? I know there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. I would say one of my favorite things is the opening ceremony, just because the anticipation and finally being here from year-round working on things, and just always, a few weeks before there's a lot of anticipation. But that excitement, even yesterday in the pouring down rain, I still felt the excitement. So that always sticks with me. Tuesday being Military Appreciation Day, such a powerful, place to be where we honor local service people, the B1 flyover. Great speeches that are given, high-ranking Army and National Guard people there and Air Force, and it gives us the feeling of we're lucky to have our freedoms, and it's because of these people. So that's a very, very
such a beautiful cemetery between here and Sturgis that is right there on the left side of the road. If you're going from here to there, it's so beautiful. It's so well manicured. It looks awesome.
It is. It's awesome.
Yeah. So, are you riding? Did you ride out here? You take the car? What do you got going on the rest of the day?
I have a motorcycle that's at Sturgis, so I got to leave it there.
Okay.
I got to ride here, but just because there's a lot going on before coming out here, and it just works out well. And I look forward to more miles on two wheels, though, here very shortly.
I don't blame you. So I love that you guys are involved here with this with our race here. It's the City of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, Black Hills Half Mile, presented by Black Hills Harley-Davidson. That's a mouthful,
but
it's worth it.
And it's such a beautiful thing that all these entities are working together. And the true genesis of the rally is racing, and it's just great to be a part of it. So,
were you born in Sturgis, or did you end up out here?
I was adopted, so 30 days old I was brought to Sturgis. So.
Well, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's so cool that you're the mayor of Sturgis. Was that in your dreams? Was that in your plans when you were a kid?
Never.
How did it happen?
I know pretty much everybody in Sturgis, I moved away for a little bit with college and checking out the rest of the world, but knew I needed to come home to Sturgis, and that's where I was going to plant my roots. And it's just, I knew everybody. I was on council for a year. The current mayor said, you should really do this, and that's when I started thinking about it. Here we are 13 years later. So.
That is so cool, man. Well, we appreciate you guys being the title sponsor of today's event. I hope you guys have a wonderful time, and thank you for being a part of our event.
Thanks for having me a part of it.
I know you got other things to do. You're going to step out? You're going to hang loose for a little while?
I'm going to step out and enjoy it.
Okay. Hold on a second. This is This is the temperature. This is something I've never seen this before, but they're spraying the cold water on the racetrack, so the darker colors is cold,
right?
And then the lighter colors are where it's hotter. So I've never seen anything like this before.
Great. Yeah. And that looks like a pretty good racing surface.
It's going to be a very fast racing surface. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for stopping by the booth up here. We'll see you later on during opening ceremonies, right?
Correct.
All right, that is Mark Karstensen, the mayor of Sturgis, stopping by the booth here at AMA Pro Racing, American Flat Track out here. Thanks a lot. Have a great time, all right?
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Take a look at Cody Kopp's new hairdo right there. He's having some fun with his little corn rolls, but we're all having fun out here. It is American Flat Track. Kevin Crowther, thank you for stopping by, too. We appreciate it. You have a wonderful day. Man, the booth is busy today. There is the VIP area just above the grandstands. And race control is way up on top. Somebody's waving. It looks like Nick is waving. There's Cody showing everybody his new hairdo. Yep, he's big time in it. That's the #1 rider on the Red Bull KTM entry, Cody Kopp. Trying to lock up the championship next weekend. If he has a 50-point advantage when we leave there, he will be the 2023 champion. There's some of our friends and family. See where my family's sitting just yet. There's a bunch of them. Oh, I see the flags down there. Shasta LaRue's got a bunch of flags. There you go. I see you guys waving to everybody. Shasta LaRue's got her own fan club. She's from nearby Denver, Colorado. She's in the Royal Enfield Build Train Race program. So thanks to all you fans for coming out early. We get started at 4:30 with opening ceremonies. We have one more round of qualifying, or 2 rounds of qualifying still to go. We have a heat race for the Royal Enfield Build Train Race program. The open paddock area is 3:35 until 4:25 to get there, go down that front straightaway. And just outside turn number 1 is where the pit area is this year. It's a little bit different because of all the rain we've had the last few days. Again, opening ceremonies are at 4:30. Our first heat race will fire off the line at 4:45. We are trying to be done by 7 so everybody can head down to Sturgis and to the Buffalo Chip. If you had already bought tickets to the Buffalo Chip, Leonard Skinner is playing later on this evening. Speaking about the Buffalo Chip, there's a lot going on out there. I know Mother Nature put them behind the 8 ball just a little bit. There's a look at the Buffalo Chip. You can see where the racetrack was and was supposed to be. And unfortunately, they just now started letting campers and stuff into there yesterday. And there's some of the street riders doing some burnouts and stuff. There's a lot going on at the Buffalo Chip. Rod Woodruff got that thing going, and it is a lot of fun. If you're not checked out the Buffalo Chip, you need to do so. And there's a look at the Veterans of Foreign Wars right there. That's their area, and the flags are up. What a beautiful setting. There's an overview of it. You pull in right there on the right side, the Buffalo Chip entrance. There are the buffalo. That's why they call it the Buffalo Chip. Oh, there's a few calves running around down there. That is so cool. I'm jealous. I wish I would. I'm going to have to check that out someday. I've not seen all those All right, we had a little bit of a power hit here on the truck, so we lost power for just a moment. It happens. I think it was water in the generator because of all the rain we've had. But, again, we've had some very interesting folks joining us in the booth. And there's another one. Ralph Shaheen. Ralph, welcome to the front side of the truck.
Hey, Scotty. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Welcome to Sturgis.
Exactly. It's been such a good time so far. Yeah. Perfect time. We got the truck going. They're working on the track right now for you folks at home. And we have open paddock area coming up at about 3:35. One more round of, actually 2 rounds of qualifying, so we might be behind just a little bit. But we'll take a quick break and we come back. It is time.
The Loyal
Riders, let your queries be known.
Yeah, hi. Instead of letting passengers wrap their arms around us, can we put little handles on our jackets?
Deny.
Can you imagine?
I want a new nickname. Can you guys start calling me Snake?
No, Brian.
Denied.
How about we all get quotes to see if we can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer?
Approved.
Cool. Hey, if Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake?
No.
Rev up those taste buds with Mission Foods. A proud sponsor of AFT Super Twins, Mission Foods has mouth-watering snacks and easy-to-make recipes to fuel your race day. Now that's too fast, too tasty. Whether amateur or pro, VP has a motorcycle fuel to make more power. Keep your race bike cool with Stay Frosty Race Ready Coolant and high-performance formula for your street bike. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com. Kicker Performance Audio is your fuel for living loud and a proud sponsor of American Flat Track, the original extreme sport. Now in our 50th year, Kicker has been the world leader in audio gear for cars, trucks, motorcycles, and America's roads. Kicker Audio is living loud. Lincoln Welders is the official welder of American Flat Track Racing. When it comes to welding, cutting equipment, and safety apparel, Lincoln Electric is the choice. Go to LincolnElectric.com for all your welding, cutting, and safety apparel needs. And remember to hashtag WeldRed with all your projects. 2 short years ago, Honda released the Rebel 1100, and for 2023, they're introducing the all-new Rebel 1100T, equipped with a large, color-matched handlebar-mounted fairing and 35 liters of lockable storage. It's built for the open road. The standard and bagger models both start with a powerful twin-cylinder engine, so they sound as aggressive as they look. Head to a dealer to see the 2023 Honda Rebel 1100 and 1100T.
Memphis Shades brings you a whole new level of style when it comes to motorcycle windshields and fairings. The quality, style, and selection set these products apart from the pack. Memphis Shades designs and builds all windshields, fairings, and hardware in-house. Raw materials in, finished goods out. Made in Memphis. Style that works.
Sideburn is the world's finest Go Fast, Turn Left magazine. It's available to buy at Progressive AFT's Marketplace and is the official magazine of Progressive American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. SolarFit, America's solar team, is a proud sponsor of American Flat Track Racing. Get your complimentary solar analysis today at americanflattrack.com/solarfit. And let the sun power your home or business for free. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda is proud to sponsor the Singles Challenge. No holds barred, winner takes all dash for cash. The payout, a cool $2,500. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, riding red since 1977. DallasHonda.com.
Introducing the all-new 2021 Rebel 1100 from Honda.
Morgan's Place is a non-profit campground guiding full recovery from injury. Morgan Monroe was injured while racing in 2016 and began the organization to spread hope that healing is possible. For more information or to get involved, please visit their website, morgansplace.org. Black Hills Harley-Davidson is your one-stop shop during the Sturgis Rally. They are fully stocked with everything Harley-Davidson, from official Harley-Davidson Sturgis Rally merch to helmets, jackets, boots, and more. Come shop the rally at Exit 55 in Rapid City.
The world's largest motorcycle event, Daytona Bike Week. Bikes, beaches, and the 2024 American Flat Track season opener. The Progressive American Flat Track season opener. A doubleheader at Daytona International Speedway Short Track during Daytona Bike Week.
Progressive American Flat Track Championship season.
Kicker Performance Audio. For almost 50 years, we've been rocking the planet with our world-class product covering everything that drives you, whether in your car, truck, boat, motorcycle, side-by-side, or even on your head. Kicker Performance Audio's passion for bringing you your favorite music like you've never heard it before is what drives us. So wherever you need us, Kicker Performance Audio will be there for you.
SBS is the official brake sponsor of Progressive American Flat Track, your single source of brake components for motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs in racing, off-road, and for street use. Try the improved brake performance of the all-new SBS Better Brake Series. Find the brake pads, rotors, and clutch kits that match your bike on sbsbrakes.com. There's a reason why SBS is the preferred choice of street kings and race champions alike. Go ahead. Super 73 is an American lifestyle adventure brand based in Orange County, California, that develops products to help fuse motorcycle heritage with youth culture. Founded in 2016, Super 73 has quickly grown into one of the most recognizable electric vehicle brands in the world with a passionate customer base, including A-list celebrities, professional athletes, and many more. Klotz Synthetic Lubricants is proud to be the official lubricant of American Flat Track and 8-time AFT national champion Jared Meese. Family owned and made in America since 1959, Klotz has built its reputation by answering the call of racers and performance enthusiasts who won't settle for anything less than superior synthetic lubricants. Racers and performance buffs around the world rely on Klotz to get them to the checkered flag. Order today at klotzlube.com.
KTM, ready to race.
Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Whether amateur or pro, VP has a motorcycle fuel to make more power. Keep your race bike cool with Stay Frosty Race Ready Coolant and high performance formula for your street bike. Learn more at vpracingfuels.com.
Drag Specialties welcomes race fans. At Drag Specialties, our commitment to riding is a way of life. That's why we want to remind you that when you're ready to tackle maintenance or add performance and style to your ride, make your first stop a local dealer who stocks products from Drag Specialties. Drag Specialties. Enjoy the races.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. A race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
The City of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally welcomes racers, fans, and attendees to the 83rd anniversary of the granddaddy of them all. Enjoy the race, legendary Sturgis Main Street, and everything the rally has to offer. Make memories and stay safe.
And welcome back to the City of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally Black Hills Half Mile presented by Black Hills Harley-Davidson. I'm Scotty Dibler, the voice of American Flat Track. Up here in the booth with me is the host on FS1 when we show the American Flat Track races, Ralph Shaheen. Ralph, we're having fun out here so far.
Yeah, that we are, Scotty. Ready to go. It looks like, I mean, if you've been in the Sturgis area, last couple of days been a little soggy around here. Today, beautiful. This is what we look forward to coming up here and seeing this kind of weather. Great motorcycle riding weather and great racing weather.
And they're actually adding moisture to the racetrack. Every time we have a quick break in the action, they're putting more and more moisture on the racetrack, which if you would have told me that yesterday, I would have told you were a crazy man.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about dirt tracks, right? Sometimes you never have enough. Sometimes you have way too much.
And I think the temperature outside is perfect. A little bit of a breeze has helped it,
it's a
dry
nice day.
out. It is a beautiful day,
nice day.
Instead of the extremely heat, the hot days we're typically having out here at the Sturgis Rally. It's a beautiful day. Pitting outside of turn number 1 here today. They'll have an open paddock area in just a little bit before opening ceremonies. Opening ceremonies are scheduled for 4:30.
You got up here before I did, and I heard you did some visiting with some friends. Had a cool time?
Well, I've got a lot of friends that have that
Not
actually.
that many.
Well, I've got a few friends that live out
A
here,
couple.
and this is a look. Look, check this out. This is Denny Cannonberg, and Denny and
Now,
Carrie
that's cool.
have the world's largest motorcycle salvage, and that is over in Minnesota. But this is his own private collection. He's kept his favorite motorcycles, and he sold a bunch of his stuff to Richard Rollins from the Gas Monkey Garage, but these are some of his favorites that he kept. And look at all the number plates, license plates, race posters, and look at that. Evel Knievel, Snake River Canyon,
Wow,
1974.
That was cool.
That's a Crocker right there, and a lot of people don't even know what a Crocker is. And that's a very, very old Indian. I think he says a 34. It could be older than that. I can't remember everything that's in there because there's so much stuff in there, but there's a motorcycle that was actually brought up here from Oklahoma City.
That is just amazing.
There's Sport Wheels. His number was 20J, and that was 50 years, and they're still going. The motorcycle salvage is
That's
still going
cool.
over there in Minnesota.
Santa Fe, New Mexico?
Yep. No, that's Santa Fe that was up in Chicago.
Oh.
They race there every Wednesday night. Ronnie Jones actually won a national there. It was just a little suburb in Chicago. There's a picture of Danny on the 20J bike. There's a good
That's him
picture
out
right
front
there.
leading?
Yep. That was on the bike, and it was one of the Hondas that he still has in his collection. He was out in front of all the big bikes, and he thought that was one of his favorites. Black Bart, one of his heroes, Denny's heroes. That Randy Goss over there, and Doug Chandler. Freddie Spencer Racing. He just has so many stories, and that's the race bike right there, and that was his favorite one, so he kept it. He's explaining different things, and that's the bike how it ended up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that happened, and I can't remember which race it was. I thought it was Peoria, but he told me it was not at Peoria, but...
Eddie Lawson?
Yep. It's so much cool stuff. And there's my hero right there, Bubba Schobert, the 67 factory Honda rider.
Here's bad in the bone.
That's Denny right there. And this is where he started the selling stuff at downtown Sturgis at the Armory. They'd rent space on the floor and bring used motorcycle parts and got sold a lot of stuff out there. And and had a good time. But so much history in that building, and I appreciate Denny for taking me, not only me, through it again. I went through it last year, and he actually gave me a Gary Scott poster that he had from his personal collection, but he took producer Brad Jones with me a couple days ago, and he got nothing but...
Brad didn't get anything?
We got some video footage. He can look at that on his flight home.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to go with you next time
if
you get a chance. That'd
Sounds
be fantastic to see.
Super Twins are on the racetrack. This is qualifying, so the times do count right now. So far in practice, first round it was me. Second round of practice it was Dallas Daniels, so we'll see who qualifies well.
Well, you always think about the miles as being so fast, but this place really gets some momentum going, doesn't it?
It is a very fast half mile. There goes Fisher. He always does good here. He goes good on the high banked, car tracks. Breyer's getting that KTM figured out, so don't count him out just yet. Fisher trying to get by the 95 of JD Beach, who won last weekend at Thunder Valley. Peoria TT. Fisher looking around the outside on the back straightaway. This is qualifying, so the best lap of the session counts. Jared Meese at 22.761 on the number 1 bike. He's around the very bottom of the racetrack right now. Will continue to go onto the racetrack. We've seen the thermal imaging earlier, Ralph. I don't know if you got to see any of that.
I did see that.
How crazy is that?
That is nuts.
I've never seen that before in flat track. I've seen it before in other forms of motorsports. Looks like JD Beach is actually trying to get by Meese. Now Meese coming up the inside on the 1 bike. Meese with the 22.761, his best lap of the session. It's really close to that front straightaway wall. Meese on the Indian. JD Beach right behind him on the 95. Dallas goes up to second with a 23.019. Fisher's up to third now, 23.044 for Davis on the 67. It's our first group. The checkered flag is out. There's Dallas Daniels, the Estenson Racing Monster Energy Yamaha. Taking that checkered flag. Dallas was up there in second, taking a look over his shoulder, going up the racetrack. This is qualifying round 1, group 1 for your Mission Super Twins. 22.761, so a little bit off of the last practice session, but not too far. Probably can still run the same gearing you had in the last one. And look at all that rubber going down, going into the corners, Ralph.
Yeah, there's a ton, isn't there?
Yeah, and again, with so much rain that came down the last few days, it's incredible that we're racing on a hard-packed, starting to dry out surface.
Does that change things? I mean, you and I were talking at lunch over the fact how well Jared does on these types of tracks.
He's a half-mile specialist, but also
and the car track
specialist
portion of it, and you were talking about that a little bit. Do you think if it gets that blue groove like that going, does that even it up a little bit for Dallas?
I don't know. It's going to be harder for him to get traction, I think, with more horsepower right now, according to the rules package, than Jared. Jared can probably roll the throttle on a little bit quicker. Dallas has to, take it easy, but we can see him dragging those rear brakes and using different ways to get it up to full speed.
What's Dallas going to have to do tonight to balance out any kind of I don't want to say it this way, disadvantage isn't the right word, even though I just said it, but performance advantage maybe that Jared has, and I know some of that is just Jared himself.
Ralph, I think that starts right now with qualifying. You got to get up there, get a good qualifying spot. You've got to finish strong in your heat race and, apply the pressure. Send a message early like we've talked about the last couple of races. I know take the TT out of the equation, but on the ovals, at the end of the race at New Jersey, he found a line around the high line and was just railing around the outside. On a drier, slick track like this, that won't be an option. So he's going to have to get up there and then, of course, get a good start every single time you go on the racetrack. If you don't have to pass them, it's easier.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, they're first and second on the qualifying time, so I put them in separate heat races, which might be okay for them, both of them actually. Looks like the 99 having problems down the back straightaway, who was 4th quick in practice. That is 99 of Kevin Stallings, but he's off the pace right now. There's the 96 Cody Johncox, the 274 Scooter Vernon, used to be National number 74. He's probably getting tuned up before we head out there to his neck of the woods out there in the Pacific Northwest.
Castle Rock, gonna be fun.
Next Saturday night. There's the 99 coasting down the front straightaway now, off the pace again. So Stallings, who was fast earlier, having an issue at the moment. Let's take another look down, and he did this in the last session as well, but was able to ride off the racetrack under his own power. Michael Hill in the 47.
We going in search of Bigfoot out there again?
I think we should.
Get some of Tree's family.
Yep. He found some more of his family here locally.
Yeah, I heard that.
Hopefully we'll get to see some of that footage a little later. White flag is out. Final group. Mission Super Twins. First round of qualifying.
Tree family roots are deep and far wide, aren't they?
And big.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. All right. We're begging for it, but he's not going to show us until later. We do have the Royal Enfield heat race coming up in just a few moments, too, so better get that ready to go. Tough break for Kevin Stallings.
Ran into a bunch of those girls in downtown Sturgis yesterday.
They went to the bike reveal for...
yeah, Rolling Sands.
Rolling Sands, there you go. There goes Stallings. So evidently he didn't lose power on his motorcycle again, so just having an issue. There's Raymond Rizzo, our racing chaplain. How you doing, Raymond? He always gives me a thumbs up. I love it. Singles are up next for their first round of qualifying. All the riders will get qualified into a heat race, but the fastest qualifier will pick up $500 for the Pronto Parks Plus Pole Award. That'd be nice to have.
It'd be real good.
All right, so we got some news from competition. Kevin Crowther was in here a little while ago, and we just found out that the fan walk will be pushed to the end of the event since we didn't want to cut it short. So you are more than welcome to go to the pits after the races are over. Opening ceremonies is at 4:30. We're trying to stick to that time, so we don't want to start late so we can get everybody out of here if they want to go to that Leonard Skinner concert where
yes,
you're
I
going.
Do.
Yeah. You got a front row seat, don't you?
I'm working my way up there.
You're going to be on the side of the stage like you were for Brett Michaels?
No,
or
I don't know.
Not sure?
I don't know where we're going to be. But we'll be there.
All right.
Free bird.
Free bird. The empty singles are on the racetrack. The one is Cody Kopp, 21, Trevor Bruner, 59, Tom Drain, 88, Chase Sadoff, 18, Maxwell, 48, Trent Lowe, 79, Dalton Gauthier, 13, Morgan Mishler.
Whoa, Tom Drain had that thing every way but sideways.
Yeah, I saw Raymond take off running, so I knew something was wrong. 49 is Chad Coast, 19, James Ott, 82, Travis Pettin, 63, Jared Lowe, 26, Aiden Roos, 7 to 52, Shayna Texter Bauman. Those are the 14 bikes on the racetrack right now. Group number 1. 2 groups of Parts Limited AFT singles. Take a look at the replay of what you were talking about, Ralph. Watch the 59
right
here.
Whoa, look at that.
Man.
It's supposed to be that sideways going into the corner.
What a save. Look at him shaking it off. I know Dallas had the probably the 2 saves of the year earlier this season, but that might be up there in the same category of save of the year. But the good thing was he didn't just chop the throttle off because he would have high-sided right there, but the back end was definitely trying to pass the front end. Man, what a save. Good job by the camera crew out there doing a wonderful job. Jason running the 3-play. He said it's better than a replay. So the 3-play is a better machine.
Replay.
That's what he calls it. That's what he calls it. There's Dre in the 59 closing in on his Aussie brother, the 18. Look, they're the top 2 spots right now.
They sure are.
Tom Drain, 23.346.
Tom on the bottom.
23.464. Now he's got some clean racetrack. This lap might even be faster for the 59 bike.
That kid is quick.
Sadoff way back in 8th. He was fast earlier. They made some changes the wrong direction. Begin the open paddock after the races tonight. Parts Limited AFT singles class. They're trying to keep moisture onto the racetrack, and that's why we're behind just a little bit. 49. Chad Coast. I was getting him a hard time at the Country Saloon last week after the Peoria TT. I was like, why are you the California kid? You're wearing a Florida Marlin hat. He said, because he moved to Florida. So he's confused on which coast he wants to live on.
Yeah, well, West Coast, best coast. I mean, just saying.
Yeah, I guess. 59, 23.328 for Tom Drain. The 59 bike.
Well played by our producer Tree at the front of the bus.
He said West Coast, best coast until they joined the Big Ten.
Yes, that's because Oregon and Washington.
Talking football?
Yeah, well, they left the Pac-10. Everybody's leaving the Pac-10.
So crazy.
Yeah, everybody's chasing that money. Yeah.
Pac-4.
It's not even a 6-pack anymore.
Two groups, Parts Limited AFT singles. Up next will be group number 2. 51 Cole Zabala should lead them out. 75 Taryn Santero. 24 Hunter Bauer. There's a look from the first group of the first round of qualifying. Tom Drain at the top spot, 2.328. Maxwell second. Cody Kopp is third. Trent Lowe fourth. Trevor Bruner rounding out your top 5. Group 2 rolling onto the track. Also out there will be the 216 Declan Bender, the 117 Landon Smith, 55 Tyler Raggio, 155 Olin Kistler. 186 is Jacob Vandekoy, 112 Aiden Brown, 106 Reese Podorf, 121 Jacob Cassio, 176 Jacob Walter, and the 149 Tragan Birdsong. Those are the bikes on the racetrack. Some ball out front, the Big R Racing Honda. The speedy camera shot across the start-finish line. A lot of rubber down out here today. Declan Bender, the black and yellow motorcycle right there. It's a KTM rider. He's one of the riders battling for the Rookie of the Year, and he's battling with the 166 right there. Logan Eisenhardt's a ways ahead of him in the point standings, but if one makes the main, one misses the main, you never know. That could change. Big money up for grabs for the Mobile View Rookie of the Year. But more important, your name goes in the history book as a Rookie of the Year.
Doing a little forecasting here. We were talking over the course of the season about Cody Kopp.
Yep.
And he's riding for KTM, obviously, but he's to that point where you start going, okay, when is Cody going to move up? And obviously there's not a perfect factory opportunity to do that just yet.
Right.
But we expect that in, what, 2 years maybe?
Possibly. I mean, he could go up there, as soon as next year if he has the ability to with his contract. If KTM wants to step up and go into the Super Twins class,
as a factory
that
deal
could happen.
Yeah, but I was just thinking about Tom Drain. Do you think we could see a situation with Tom where Tom is to Dallas Daniels as Dallas is to Jared right now?
Very good point. I don't know if he's quite ready to yet, but
and we're not sure that Jared is ready to step away anytime soon.
And you have to be 18 to race in the Super Twins class, so
but by the time Tom gets to that point, if Jared has vacated the series, Dallas could be sitting there with 3, 4, 5 championships when Tom Drain makes his foray into the Super Twins.
It could happen. And that's assuming that Tom Drain will stick around in flat track.
Yeah.
He's a road race champion in Australia, and he hasn't got that opportunity yet here in America. And speaking of that, JD Beach is going to go road racing in a few weeks to fill in for Cam
Pittsburgh,
Peterson.
Right?
Yeah, in Pittsburgh. Yep. Is there a coast in Pittsburgh?
Well, there's a lot of riverbanks.
Okay. Yeah, Brad Jones getting excited over there talking about coasts and stuff. He said there's a coast 7 miles from his house. I don't know if the riverbank counts.
The track 7 miles from his house.
Okay, that makes more sense. Declan Bender gets all the way up to 8th right there, the 216. The camera was following him around a little bit at 23.548. He was the fastest one on the racetrack. But yeah, you've got a good point, Ralph. If and when.
Could be fun, right?
Yeah. Put those two guys, on the same team.
Would love to see those guys go at it in the Twins.
Looks like Terran's going to get a ride back. Big P showing him 6. Oh, no, he's trying to get the 24 to step it up a little bit. Hunter Bauer up to 15th, quick. Up next should be our Royal Enfield Build Train Race qualifying heat race. That will set their field for their main event. Again, the open paddock area will be after the races tonight.
Okay, so let's do this for a little bit of fun.
Isn't that why we're here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since Mount Rushmore's not far off in the distance from here, and I know.
Oh boy.
I know the other end of the truck wants to do a little bit of a
Q&A.
Who would be your 4 on the Mount Rushmore of AFT a little later in the day.
Man.
But what if you could do this? What if you could do your Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge Dream Race?
4 riders?
Who do you want to see battle each other?
4 riders?
4 riders.
What track?
I mean, because the Mount Rushmore is 4 greatest, but that might not be the 4 you want to see in a race.
I think I'd have to depend on what kind of track.
All right. Well, you tell me.
Okay, how about for the half mile right here?
All right. First. And then we'll do a mile.
Bubba Schobert.
Okay.
Ricky Graham.
Okay.
Scotty Parker.
Okay.
Jared Meese.
So far, that was 1985.
Jared Meese. I know.
And you just threw in Jared for fun.
No, Jared's a car track half-mile specialist.
No, I know, but I'm saying you got out of the 80s for one guy.
Yeah, just for one, because he's the best half-mile rider in history.
Yeah, no, I can't argue that. That's a great point.
Okay.
He's also just great, right?
Is that the mayor calling you?
No.
Oh, he's outside.
The mayor?
Yeah, he was just in here.
Yeah, he was.
All right, Royal Enfield Build Train Race Heat Race is up next. On the pole, the 08, Zaria Martin. She's from Germantown, Wisconsin. The 81, McKenna Hyatt. She's from Cedro Woolley, Washington. 67, Shasta LaRue. She's from nearby Bennett, Colorado, down by Denver. She's got her fan club up there with their flags. The 10 is Morgan Monroe. That's the last bike on the front row. She's from Millington, Michigan. Row 2, number 17, Kinsey Luker from Gustine, Florida. 909, Aaron Ferris from Puyallup, California. 156, Morgan Pillar from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 800, Anna Banana, Anna Serena from Miami, Florida. Row 3, the 15, Mia Reese from Woodstock, Illinois. And the 07, Mariah Hummer from Fort Collins, Colorado. That is your starting lineup heat race for the Royal Enfield Build Train Race ladies.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh. Yeah, all right. Morgan says fire them up. There you go. You can cheer on these ladies. Morgan's starting back there. Oh, that was Kinsey Luker trying to fire him up. Okay, I thought that was Morgan, but she's on the outside of the front row.
Keep it on those lights to your left.
2 yellow lights, and then it goes green. The clutches will come out, and we'll be racing.
Green, and off we go. First race of the day here. Sturgis, 2023, and Zaria Martin's out front on the 08.
She was a fast qualifier just a few moments ago. Now she's leading the heat race. Here comes the ladies on to the back straightaway.
The 81 sitting right there. That's McKenna Hyatt right there in second, and also closing in Morgan Monroe on the 10.
Morgan trying a little bit higher line down here in 3 and 4. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not.
And it looks like the 17 of Kinsey Luker up to 4th. Yep, she moves up. McKenna had moved up to 2nd.
Shasta squaring off the corner, trying to come to the inside of Kinsey right there, looking for the 4th position.
Shasta LaRue on that 67. Here comes the 10, looking inside. Morgan Monroe, a winner this year, right, Scotty?
Yep, Morgan's won a couple of times. This is her first.
And Shasta won this year, too, didn't she?
She hasn't won a main event yet. She won a heat race. But
Didn't win a heat, that's right.
She's still looking for her first heat race. So is McKenna Hyatt. They call her the Mac Attack on the 81.
There goes Morgan outside. Then she cuts back inside. She's on that 10. Up the inside, that's going to work. That's going to get her up to 2nd. Now can she reel in Zaria Martins?
Zaria from Germantown, Wisconsin. She is in the lead. She's still looking for her first main event win.
Whoa, Morgan hang on, Morgan.
She gets off the groove.
And there goes Shasta up the inside, too, as they move past McKenna Hyatt.
Shasta's getting faster and faster out here in this one.
Here it is. Watch this, Scotty. Watch this really start to buck underneath her.
Wow, so a few things happened at the same time. She got off the groove right there. The back end tried stepping out. The left foot actually got in some of the tacky stuff, and it picked her foot up off the ground. So 2 things happened at the exact same time.
Well, she's got company in a hurry. The white flag comes out. Martins, Monroe, and LaRue battling for the final lap here. And a good fight back here, actually over 4th, as Luker and Hyatt go at it.
What a battle back here for the 4th position. Looks like the 10 slowly closing in on the 08, but it's the last lap. They're side by side for 4th place. That is for 4th.
Yep, it's for 4th, and give the edge right now to Luker.
Here they come.
Here they come, checker flag and waving, and it's going to go to the 08 of Zaria Martins. Morgan Monroe is going to take 2nd. Shasta LaRue will hold on for 3rd, and Kinsey Luker gets 4th over McKenna Hyatt.
Morgan was definitely coming on strong.
She was charging.
She had to come from the last starting spot on the front row, so we're getting some feedback on your question of your Mount Rushmore for this racetrack. Corey Texter says his 4 for this racetrack right here: Will Davis, Kenny Coolbeth, Steve Moorhead, and Black Bart Markell.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that.
I like that.
And see, that's the thing, because the Mount Rushmore of racing might be different than your overall Mount Rushmore, right?
Correct. And especially for this type of racetrack. So also got a report coming in from a police officer friend of mine down there in Oklahoma City. Said, don't forget about Kenny Roberts. He was a good flat tracker.
Take KR on anything.
Exactly. Any kind of racetrack.
Where you put Nixon?
Oh, man.
You didn't put Nixon on there.
I didn't. My thing with Nixon, nothing.
Would you put him on a mile?
I don't know, because I don't remember watching him race. I don't remember enough about his career. So
fair, I get it. You didn't witness it.
I watched my picks right there. I watched all 4 of them,
sure.
especially on a track like this. So There's your results for your Royal Enfield Build Train Race program. Zaria Martin's your winner by 0.335 seconds over Morgan Monroe. Fast to Shasta up there in the third spot. She's got a huge fan club here, and they've got some flags out there in the fan club waving for Shasta. She is third. Kinsey Lucker's fourth. She's won a race this year, main event this year. McKenna Hyatt, who started near the front, she sells for fifth. Aaron Ferris, Anna Serena, Morgan Pillar, Mia Reese, and Mariah Hummer, your top 10 in their heat race. They'll come back later on for their main event.
Okay, I want Parker, Carr, Springer.
Okay, they're from the 70s and 80s.
And Mies.
All right, you have to put Mies in there.
You got, well,
on
yeah,
this track,
on this track.
sure.
And I want 3 Harleys and an Indian.
Okay, I would like to see the Harley back in the day. Well, I would like to see an RS 750 too, so put Bubba or Ricky on an RS. I mean, I need more than 4, Ralph. That's not fair.
Well, but it's kind of trying to tie the two things together.
Sure. All right.
Now, how much are you going to change it up if you go to the mile?
A lot. I definitely have to have Parker out there. Springer was good on a mile.
Brian Smith?
Brian Smith, yeah.
And Mies? Dallas?
Kenny Roberts on the TZ.
Oof.
Because he said he only rode it. He only rode the Indy Mile.
I know that would be something to see.
He said they didn't pay him enough to ride it, but I would like to see that go up against an Indian
that
or
would be something to see.
An XR or a KR.
Okay.
All right.
So we got. I like this. We got Parker, Springer, Smith.
Yep. Kenny Roberts.
KR.
The other KR. But man, how do you take Coolbath off that list for a mile too? Kenny was fast on the factory Harleys.
And who we putting on the? We got to put Bub in there so we have him one Honda. He gets a provisional. No,
I said Ricky Graham was here. Ricky Graham was here.
We're arguing with the other end of the truck.
All right, I got one coming in. Dick Mann, Gene Romero, Dave Aldana, and Mike Caves for this racetrack. So moving Mike Caves from Illinois, that's a hard one. I mean, there's just so many, you know.
But that's
the fun.
Bench racing is one of the things I think is a blast to do because ultimately none of us are wrong.
Oh, exactly. And
they're all fantastic riders.
And
they're all
it's
heroes.
Fantasy world.
It's fantasy world. And like you said, some of it has to do with what you witnessed as a kid. Some of it has to do with just stories you heard or the legends you heard, you know, like Kenny on the TZ, whatever it might be. Those are things you'd want to see, right?
All right.
It'd be great.
I got another one. My other hero, Ronnie Jones, did good here. He won here in 91. Put him in the mix on the Garvis Honda.
It's not a bad idea.
That's from Terry Reimer, you know. Joe Kopp is one here. Man.
It's a rich, rich history.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, a lot of Chris Carr thrown out there.
All right, so coming in from Corey Texter on a mile, Parker, Graham, Schobert, and Smith, and that's not a bad 4 for miles. Also coming in from Ed Beckley, Gene Romero, Hank Scott, Kenny Roberts, Chris Carr, me. So that's 5. Come on, Ed. I said 4. So thrown in a extra one. How about Ted Booty on a mile? Too Tall Ted was good. That's from Nicole Smith watching in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
The fans up here, they got their umbrellas out. Not because of rain, it's because of that sun. All right, so go for it.
Tree wants to hear the TT lineup.
All right, so just
I'm going to put JD Beach on there.
Well, you have to. And you have to put Chris Carr.
Yep. Henry.
Henry Wiles.
That's 3.
That's 3. Let's just do 3. Man, I don't know.
Nixon or Mert. How about Mert?
Joe Leonard.
Leonard.
Mert Lawwell.
I'd put Mert in there.
Yeah.
And we do it at Ascot.
Doug Chandler would be good. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, it's just like fantasy world here, picking things. But man, we do it at Ascot, or you want to do it at the Houston Astrodome? And
I think if we're doing Mert, we got to do Ascot.
Tommy Colson said that he thinks that Kenny Roberts actually rode that TZ at San Jose as well. I just remember he said that he couldn't pay him enough to ride that motorcycle.
The gambler, Kenny Rogers.
So I screwed up I said Palup earlier, and it's actually Puyallup. All right. So
Puyallup, Washington.
I don't think I've ever been there.
I have.
All right.
Puyallup, Washington. Yep.
And Cedro Woolley.
Cedro Woolley.
Well, see, they said Cedro Woolley. So again,
yeah,
Native American. I don't know. Anyways, I love the fans, that are listening in. They're actually listening to us, Ralph.
Why were you talking about Puyallup and Cedro Woolley?
But somebody's from both of those. Different riders.
Oh,
yeah, today.
In today's field.
Yep. All right, so Corey Texter's chiming in. He must be just listening in, tuning up so he can be an announcer one day when he grows up. But he says Dick Mann for a TT.
Dick Mann would be great.
Not bad. Bad.
Listen, Dick Mann on anything would be a good call.
Yeah.
One of the nicest men I ever met in racing.
Terry Kerr, so don't forget about Alex Jorgensen.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, good one. All right.
I'm guessing here comes the Sasquatch. There it is, baby. Tree, is that a cousin or an uncle? What is it?
That's our producer's father.
Brother.
Yeah. Oh, got another one for the TT.
Taking any of those home with you?
Yeah, Brad. How many did you buy, Brad? There it is. The world's largest Bigfoot.
Oh my God!
This is here in close by. On your way to Mount Rushmore.
Did you crawl up in the lap and go, Daddy?
He said that foot was taller than he is.
Well, which is about 6'5", right?
So I got another one for you guys for the TT. Gage Smith says don't forget about Nikki Hayden.
Oh.
We skipped him on everything.
What were we thinking?
Well, he left flat track too soon. All right, so another one for the miles. Smith, Carr, Romero, and Roberts for the miles from Ed Beckley.
That'd be good.
For Peoria TT, Ricky Graham, Nikki Hayden, Henry Wiles, and Chris Carr. That's from my man Jesse J.
I'd be paying money to watch any and all of those.
Super Twins, final round of qualifying on the racetrack. The time to beat right now is the number one bike at 22.761 for Jared Meese. This is group number one. 95 JD Beach out in front, 67 Davis Fisher, the 32 Dallas Daniels. Dallas going in really low into the first corner. Davis gets out of the way, lets him go on by. There's the 3 Briar Bauman, 37 Bronson Bauman, 36 Kobe Carlisle, 25 Ben Lau, the 10 is Johnny Lewis, and the 1, the jammer Jared Meese. Briar's feeling pretty confident. He took a look over his shoulder at the same time, lifting the front wheel off the ground. Man, we started something. My phone is going crazy. I love it. I love the fans. The 3 bike, quickest lap in this session. Last time by for the 3 was a 2:3.963. His fastest lap in the session, a 2:3.733. There's Meese getting pretty sideways right in the middle of 3 and 4.
Another guy you could put on just about any track, right?
Yes, for sure. And Corey said he's going to leave the announcement for us. He'll.
Thank you, Corey.
He said, good job as always, and he said it's pretty cool getting all the fans engaged, and we appreciate that.
We try.
And Beckley's still chiming in. We'll put some water on the racetrack when all the qualifying is done before opening ceremonies are at 4:30 Mountain Time Zone for you folks tuning in across the world. We had friends with us last weekend from England, came all the way over just to watch the Peoria TT. And before that, we had a friend from Egypt.
Egypt. I was gonna say
that was cool.
Egypt.
We got to meet him, got a picture with him.
Yeah.
He didn't know who we were.
No. Even if he did, he wouldn't necessarily want a picture with us.
I think somebody made him take a picture with us. All right, so now we got...
Jared, top of the board, 22.
That was the first session.
Yeah,
but Sean Bear says, what about your short track lineup?
Oh.
Man, that's anybody's ball game. Depends on what short track, I think, for me, but... Yep.
Yeah, Sammy Halbert would be a good call on a short track.
How about Rick Winsett in a hoodie? That was amazing. Yeah, that was a upset win at the Daytona short track. Rick Winsett from Pennsylvania shows up in a hoodie and whoops everybody's butt. How about Terry Poovey? If we're talking
Texas Terry on a short track, yeah.
Yeah, Texas Terry Poovey. J.R. Schnabel. Depending on which short track we go to. Yeah, we could have had him on there. I got a picture of a... Brad Jones, can you see the camera? Oops. That's Sammy Saavedra on the Check it out.
Sammy Saavedra on this Mount Rushmore.
That's from Kevin Varnes, Reverend Kevin.
Nice.
Tuning in right there. Sammy Saavedra on the Mount Rushmore. I don't know, maybe
the real one.
Mount Rushmore or social media.
Yeah.
Only geysers be there. So cool. Group 2 on the racetrack, Mission Super Twins.
If you're going pavement racing, I'm putting Will Davis on that one.
For pavement flat track?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mars Motorcycle Asphalt Racing Series.
Yeah. Yep. Scotty Adams traveled with Will quite a bit. They had a lot of fun racing the pavement. All right, so they're saying Sean Bear wants to know the old Daytona, so it's got to be Poovy up there.
Yeah, that's on the one over at the high school football stadium.
Yes, that was so cool.
Yeah, Poovy would have to be on
Ronnie
that.
Jones, Ed Beckley said
Put Chris Carr on that.
Yeah, Chris Carr
was pretty quick over there.
Schnabel. Actually, Henry Wiles on a 450 on that particular short track. That'd be a good combination, too. Tim Handridge from Pro Plates, definitely J.R. Schnabel, the short track. I am right there with you. He brought me some stickers, some new stickers there last weekend. Anybody needs any number plates or stickers, get a hold of Pro Plates up in Wisconsin. Johnny Lewis up to 5th overall right now in the Royal Enfield.
Come to think of it, I'm not sure I should be talking to you this week.
You don't have any stickers yet?
No.
Why not?
Not that.
What?
Well,
why aren't you talking to me now, Ralph?
Well, you got a special delivery at Peoria that what I understand.
You didn't get one?
I didn't get one.
What? I gave you one the week before.
No.
Oh, that was off the groove sticker.
No. I'm talking about. Didn't you get a shipment of
No, that
Sprecher?
was that went to Sammy Saavedra. That wasn't to me.
Then I'm not talking to Sammy. How's that?
All right,
I'll talk to you. I'm no longer talking to Sammy.
Okay, good. I'll try to make that happen for Springfield.
All right.
Because I'll be coming down from Wisconsin that weekend, I think.
I was in Wisconsin earlier in the week. I was in Wisconsin earlier in the week at Wisconsin International Race. I was looking everywhere, couldn't find anything.
Menards.
Oh, is that the ticket?
Well, the convenience stores up there usually have them too. Sometimes you just have to ask for them.
I didn't see it.
Sprecher root beer.
I was looking. I was going
root beer ever.
Take a picture and send it to you.
Group number 2 is on the track, trying to get qualified into today's race right now. Jared Meese can be our quick time, it looks like. Again, Alex Jorgensen coming in for the short tracks too, so definitely have an Alex Jorgensen fan. Terry Kerr from the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame chiming in. Here goes 160 Austin Helmholtz. Big P's going to check on that hay bell. Jared Meese, fastest in this round as well. So Jared Meese will be our fast qualifier at 2:3.318. Track slowing down just a little bit. Hopefully they're keeping track of the changes down there in the pit area. All right, we're getting a trivia question.
We got him going at the other end of the truck. Oh, we got progressive trivia questions apparently today. Number 1.
Here it is. Progressive.
Who is the most
trivia.
famous flat track racer ever from the Big Sky country?
Ooh.
I'm going to leave that one to you.
Evel Knievel. I'm just kidding. He didn't race
Well,
flat
he was
track
from
very
Montana.
much. Well, it's Big Sky country.
Is that? Yeah, I guess it does.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I got Jesse J says Mike Kidd was a good short tracker. I couldn't deny that one either as well. So final round of qualifying underway. Parts Limited AFT singles. 2 groups to go. Again, opening ceremonies are at 4:30. The open paddock area has been pushed to the end of the day. The 1 is Cody Kopp, 21 Trevor Bruner, 59 Tom Drain, 88 Chase Sadoff, 18 Maxwell, 48 Trent Lowe, 79 Dalton Gauthier, 13 Morgan Mishler, 49 Chad Coast, 19 James Ott, 82 Travis Petton, 63 Jared Lowe, 26 Bruce Evans, and the 52 Shane Texter Bauman. Did you hear the story about me and Petton and our credit cards?
Yes, I did. I was there.
So we went to eat after the short track there at Peoria Speedway Friday night, the Joe Baggett Memorial Race, and we sat a person apart, but when they brought our bills, we both thought we had the wrong paperwork, so we swapped the paperwork. We weren't smart enough to look at our credit cards because they were both blue Chase cards. And
you don't have that black.
No, I'm not.
Amex.
I wasn't borrowing your credit card.
Carbon fiber one.
Yeah. So Sunday night, Patton was looking at his credit card to book a flight for somewhere else, and he noticed that he had my credit card, so he came and met us at the Country Saloon.
Which was thoughtful of him.
Yeah. Thank you, Travis.
Country Saloon was fun.
Yeah, we had a good time out there. Sponsor the Peoria TT. Used to sponsor Bugs Pearson. Watching the 88 right here.
Set off is fast now.
And he was flying here last year. Had a little mechanical issue. Almost had his first win here. He's chasing
almost had his first win at a lot of places.
Very true, very true. Trent Lowe fastest in this session, 2:3.649. So the track is definitely slowing down a little bit. That's only 0.3 slower for the singles riders. Kristen left her candy in here.
Kristen.
We could sell that on eBay.
Yeah.
Kristen beats candy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Uh-oh, here comes Sadoff. Drain slips a little bit off the groove. That's all it takes for the 88 to go on by. Sadoff up to second quick in this session.
That inspires Drain. See what he does.
See how he remounts after that. Sometimes when you get past, it's hard to get the speed back going again.
Boy,
wow.
Sadoff is really hanging it out.
Almost bounced off the back straightaway
He
wall.
sure did. And then it kind of opened the door for Drain to close in, didn't it?
Right there, yeah. Sadoff 9th overall. He had a slow time last round. Trent looks like he's fastest in this round. We have one more group to go, so I'm not going to write it down just yet. Chase Sadoff up in the loose stuff. You see his one tire mark up there by the wall coming up at 2. Get in there a little bit too hot. Again, track slowing down.
Tree, we get an answer to our trivia question?
Not quite ready.
Not quite ready? Okay.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know
Kristen's
that
back
one.
in the truck. She needs to come back here and get her candy.
Yeah, we already sold it. Okay,
wow.
so a little bit more time to come up with an answer for the greatest rider
from Big Sky
Country.
I liked your answer, actually.
Abel Knievel?
Yeah. Flat track.
Yeah.
And
he did race a little bit. I don't know if he's a good short
Wasn't very good, so they say. Wasn't his forte.
That's why he went and started jumping motorcycles
Yeah.
instead. Yep. Trent Lowe fastest so far here in this session, 2:3.498. This is it for qualifying. 51 Cole Zabala, 75 Taryn Santero, 24 Hunter Bauer, 166 Logan Eisenhardt, 216 Declan Bender got all the way up to 8th quick, 117 Landon Smith, 55 Raggio, 155 Olin Kistler. We're going to his neck of the woods next week out there in Castle Rock. 186 Jacob Vanderkoy, 112 Aiden Brown from Kentucky, 106 is Podor from Kansas, 121 Cassio, 176 is Jacob Walter, and the 149 from Kansas, Tragan Birdsong. This is it for qualifying.
Hey, on that short track version of the Mount Rushmore of racers, you know, we haven't talked because, again, we don't see them much over here doing it, but Mark Marquez and Valet would both be pretty impressive on the short track.
Yeah, for sure. I got to go over to Mark Marquez's playground over there in Rufea a couple years ago when I did Barcelona for the Super Prestigio, and he was flying.
Oh, yeah.
How about Brad Baker on a short track?
Baker would have been a great call.
So I got an answer for the best rider from the Big Sky.
Okay.
National number 76, Todd Giesick. Giesick, and that's coming in from Michael Marsh. Giesick?
I think Giesick.
Giesick, yeah, okay.
Could be Guy. I think maybe Guy. Giesick.
Dick Ford says Gary Scott was one of the best TT riders on a BSA twin. That's who I was named after, actually.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. Gary Scott was one of my dad's heroes, and that's why I was named after him.
I was named after my dad.
Ralph?
The junior.
Are you really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
.216, Declan Bender's up to 4th in this session. He's still 8th overall, but he's the quickest one on the racetrack to 216.
There's the checkered flag.
Yeah, Gary Scott rode for the BSA before he rode for the Factory Harley team.
Yeah, you were talking about Cedric Woolley, Washington. I was thinking, who do I know from Cedric Woolley? It's my buddy Steve Beitler.
Okay.
Who's also in
the sprint car driver.
Sprint car racer.
What, number 21?
National Sprint Car Hall of Fame.
Number 21, I think,
yeah.
when he's in the black and yellow car.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Pilot's from up there.
Yeah. I can't remember who I said the name one earlier, but I obviously messed that one up. I'm allowed to make a mistake here and there, right? Once in a while.
That was it. I can get mine later.
That is it for qualifying out here at the City of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally Black Hills Half Mile, presented by Black Hills Harley-Davidson, out here at the 83rd running of the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally and Races. There's a look at the final for the second round of qualifying for the singles. Trent Lowe was fastest, 23.498. Chase Sadoff was second, so the Turner Hondas 1 and 2. Tom Drain is third. Declan Bender, the privateer, up there fourth quick here in the second round. Trevor Bruner go back to fifth. Cody Kopp, our points leader, in sixth. Maxwell, Dalton Gauthier, Hunter Bauer, and James Ott, your top 10 in this one. Got another one coming in. Steve Eklund, a good short tracker, maybe even a TT rider.
Oh, here we go. Robert Evil Knievel.
Oh, I was right.
Well done, Scotty.
I was right.
That's why I was leaving it to you. Well done.
I got lucky. I got something right.
No, the question, it makes sense. Who's the most famous doesn't mean most successful, right?
Okay, all right.
Certainly
or
the most
best.
famous.
There, that's actually Gary Scott's motorcycle right there when Evil Knievel was sponsoring him. Yeah, I believe that's a Triumph. Huh, that is cool.
So cool.
Good stuff. Oh, Kathy Honig chiming in. Let's see what she has to say. Dave Honig says Jeff Dietz from Billings, Montana. And that's a good one.
That's
I remember
a good one.
Jeff was a good racer. Yep. But
not the most well-known.
Famous.
Not the most famous.
All right. That was a trick question.
It's all in the wording.
I
It's
like
all
it.
in the wording.
I like it. Well, that is it for qualifying. Again, the open paddock area has been moved to the end of the night. Opening ceremonies are coming up at 4:30, so about 30 minutes away from opening ceremonies. Now's a good time to grab yourself something to eat or drink. Check out the marketplace just behind the grandstands.
And now I'm all fired up on Evil Knievel stuff.
Good.
Right?
As you should be. So that piece we saw earlier actually had the Evil Knievel deal on the wall. You could actually stand behind there, put your face in there, and take a picture of it. And then that was actually really Evil Knievel's. And my friend Denny Canterberg and the families here actually owned one of his jump bikes as well. So end up selling that.
So cool.
Yeah. So I guess Denny's in attendance. Denny, thanks again for the tour. We'll see if we can play that video again for you.
I want to come see it, Denny. All right, we're going to step away for a minute, and we'll be back. Scotty will have opening ceremonies, and we'll get to racing. The beautiful Black Hills out here in South Dakota.
Introducing the all-new 2021 Rebel 1100 from Honda.
Sometimes you just don't need one of these. Sometimes all you really need is one of these. Rent whatever you need from people to do whatever it takes. Go to catrentalstore.com. Let's do the work.
S&S Cycle was born from a passion for racing and has spent over 60 years building high performance for the power sports market. All the while, racing has remained at our core, from the Bonneville Salt Flats to championships in progressive American flat track. S&S is the go-to for high performance on and off the racetrack.
Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler for our 10th year to Progressive American Flat Track, providing championship rings for each class in 2023. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com. Once again, for the 2023 season, all Progressive American Flat Track classes are running the race-proven DT4 tire from Dunlop. Designed for pro and amateur riders alike, the DT4 has multiple compound options, an aggressive tread pattern, and can be run tubeless for greater overall performance. Dunlop, the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Back on Track, a Rookies of 79 501c3 charity, was established in 2009 by former racers to help injured racers get back on the racetrack or the track of life. Assistance is provided to injured racers through our posted schedule of benefits and special fundraising programs, where 100% of your donation goes directly to ease the financial burden from an injury sustained on the racetrack. Please consider supporting injured racers by purchasing a 50/50 ticket at today's event. Check us out on the web at backontrack79.com and donate today. Every donation is tax deductible and will make a difference in an injured racer's life. Rent tools and equipment from more than 70 leading brands, plus the full line of CAT machines, big and small. The right equipment, the right technology, the right team. All right when and where you need it. Visit catrentalstore.com.
Light Shoe has been building quality steel shoes for flat track racers since 1998. They serve the flat track community worldwide, building custom hot shoes to fit individual needs with the rider's unique style in mind. With more than 25 years of experience and a 1-year unconditional guarantee, you'll know you've made the right choice when your foot touches the ground going into turn 1. Join the Light Shoe crew. You'll be glad you did.
When you think of a ride, you think of quality.
When it comes to hitting the ground and protecting your head, I wouldn't wear anything else.
The design of it is round and smooth, so when you're rolling through the dirt, your helmet doesn't catch the dirt and hurt your neck.
Safety in flat track and motorsports in general is probably the biggest concern. Obviously, we're all here to win. At the end of the day, we're all concerned about our well-being, and for that, you want to have the best gear on, and for me, a ride's the best choice.
Cometic Gasket is the official gasket of American Flat Track. For decades, American Flat Track champions have depended on Cometic to seal their